We're being live streamed. That's what that warning says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've now
Good
been
evening,
watched.
everyone. I'm enjoying a piece of pizza. I apologize.
Son of a bitch. This is real professional.
I gotta warn you. I'm in a grouchy mood.
What else is new? More so than usual, is what you're saying?
More so than usual. Absolutely more so than usual. Man, today my interactions with people at a low end spectrum of things. Definitely did not deal with Minnesota Nice did not exist today. I'll wait a bit. Share my stories in a little while, just so that it's more than just for the audience of Uno. That's you.
I thought it was you. Okay.
No, I'm a little annoyed. Kind of the North, which is the convention in Minneapolis, St. Paul, that I've attended every year. They've had it. Last year they didn't have it, obviously, because of the COVID stuff. So my daughter normally comes with, and she's coming with this time. But we figured out like I wasn't gonna drive this year. So I just was like, okay, fine. I'll get a ride with a buddy of mine. My daughter and I can go with. I mean, I kind of like driving. I kind of don't like driving. It's a 3-hour drive, which isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all, right?
Yeah.
But now, like, everybody was talking about leaving Friday morning, which was fine. That means I can get all my work stuff done and all my stuff could take care of, and then I just would take off Friday morning, and that'd be that. And ma'am, it's just like now weather's changing a little bit. They're talking about this Friday is going to be borderline blizzardy, so it's just kind of like, which would be a crummy way to drive. So the people that we're going to drive, and I'm not upset with them over this, they get to decide when they want to go, but they're talking about, well, we want to leave Thursday night now, and I'm just kind of like, well, fine, you can go wherever you want, but it's like it's gonna be windy. It's not snowing. It's just gonna be windy.
The one.
So and but they're like gung ho to leave Thursday night, and I just can't. I can't go Thursday night. I got too much stuff to do. It's just not an option for me. And I get it. It's fine. It's whatever. But it's just kind of like, oh, for like you plan the whole time that you're going to do it at this time, and then all of a sudden now people are going to switch up and change. And even if I did want to ride with them, because one guy's talking about leaving on Thursday at like noon, and one guy's talking about another guy who's leaving like Thursday at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. That means like the person leaving at noon is going to drive down by himself because nobody else wants to leave that early. So if he like took a few people in his car, then it would work. But like the person, like, it's like, okay, fine. I mean, it's going to be a total of 7 of us going, and we're taking 3 cars, which is just stupid. But it's fine. It's what it is. It's just.
That's why I always take my own car.
And that's fine. I'll drive my pickup down. It's no big deal. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I was in the impression I wouldn't have to worry about it. And then I would be like, okay, fine. But now it's like, everybody's like losing their mind. They're like looking at the weather. It's like, oh, it looks really bad. It's like, no, it doesn't. Doesn't really look bad at all. But I don't know. Who knows? Who cares?
People panic over weather. We've had that here a couple days ago with the snow and shit. Just Jen said the stores were mobbed again and all that. And it was only like we got like 3 or 4 inches. It wasn't that much. The Philly got a little bit more, but I just don't know how, yeah. I guess because it's been so mild the last few years, yeah.
Truth be told, I mean the weather looks worse when we come back than if it's gonna be like I was looking at the weather and it's like it's actually gonna be like kind of snowy and awful on Sunday when we drive back. And then I was like, so President's Day is Monday, right? So my wife works in banking. That's good cough. My wife works in banking, so she doesn't work on Monday. I do, but whatever. I was like, cool, and then, but our school is giving them Tuesday off instead of Monday. And it's like, why have them go? Why not just give them a 3-day weekend? Just infuriating.
Yeah, that is weird.
God, what's going down?
I'm in a grouchy mood.
Why?
Today has just been.
Ooh, I want a Coke.
You want a Coke?
Oh, you look at that big Coke with ice he's got. I want one for myself.
Oh, it tastes good.
I'm not big on cola. I never was.
I love cola.
Cola's.
I'm tired today, but I stayed up.
You're always tired, Scott.
True.
Thank you. I appreciate you staying up to listen to me complain.
I'm trying to get my lighting going here. It's like dark.
Have you ever had like bad cola though? I mean, like when cola is like, I mean, it's just like
when we went to Czech Republic, they had the communist version of Coca-Cola, which I cannot remember the name of. Although by the end, I was kind of like, it's not so bad, but it's definitely not good. God, what was the name of that stuff? We actually bought it on the. Did I ever tell you the time I left Czech Republic? We're driving in Germany. And we got pulled over.
Tell me this.
Oh, the tanker in the bank.
I feel like I've told the story before, but I mean, I'll just tell it again because why not?
It sounds vaguely familiar, but yeah.
So we're like, we're driving. This is the first time we've ever rented a car in Europe, and we got a.
It's coming back. It's coming back.
We literally got a truck that was so. It was a 10-seater. I mean, you could fit 10 people in this thing, and it was only 4 of us. So we're first of all, we had to go get the car. And we go, and they're like, "Here's the keys," and it's on the, it's on the 3rd level of like your parking garage. I'm like, okay. So we go down there, and the parking garage is like no higher than my head, like this far up on my head, right? Like, I mean, it's 7 feet tall, maybe 8. And
was it like one of the Homer cars? Remember that when he goes, "What country is this from? It no longer exists."
This was a Ford. It was a Ford. A truck I've never seen before in the States, and it was just ginormous. I've got a picture of it somewhere. So Lincoln starts pulling out, and I'm like trying to direct him, and the turns are so tight, like the car is it's a truck is huge. I don't know how they got it in there, and we're trying to get it out, and he's like, I don't think we can get out of here without hitting the wall, like because you're backing out of the space and like trying to turn, and the wall is like right there. Okay, so we park it back, and then we go back to the guys in the this was Zixt, by the way. I don't know if you've seen that commercial. SIXXT is the European car rental service, right? Zixt. So we give them the keys, and they're like, "We can't get it out. Like, can you guys get it out for us?" Like, "Oh yeah, sure, we'll be right back." And they come back. Like me and Lincoln sat in the reception of the Zixt for let's say 30 to 40 minutes. This thing is 5-minute walk, right? And it was like it was down in the parking garage, and they're like, we're like, "How'd you get out?" And they're like, "Oh," they're just like not shaking their heads, like, "Oh, okay, well, we got this thing," and it's a tank. I mean, it's just the biggest thing in the Czech Republic. Like, and as we're driving down the streets, you can tell like the streets are not made for big cars. So we're going down and our hotel was right next to the American embassy, and so the American embassy stops all the cars and they do the scans and they mirrors and all that stuff. Security. And so we're sitting there for like another 20 minutes. And then Michelle's like, I didn't have my cell phone. Or I think I had my cell phone, but Michelle did not have her cell phone. So only I had service, right? I couldn't call her or nothing. We were gone for like almost 2 hours to go pick up the rental, which should have only taken like 15 minutes. Anyway, so we get back, we get loaded into the van, truck, whatever, and we start driving, and we stop at a convenience store to get, road snacks. That's not a thing. There was not much to choose from. I wish I took a picture. Like there was, the shelves were mostly empty, which was weird. And we bought some Pringles, I think, and this Coke product that was the Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia's version of Coke. So anyway,
in Czechoslovakia, soda drinks you.
Yeah, that was fine. But it was funny because it was, we hung out with the guys from CGE and they ordered it for me. I'm like, oh yeah, that's all right. But so we're driving out and we get on the freeway and we're heading to Germany, right? We're heading to the German border, and a car comes up behind us and it's this real piece of shit, like a Honda Civic or something, like something old and like junky and ratty, and the paint job was like it was fading red, like half red, half patchy white, because it was fading away.
Okay.
And an LED it pulls in front of us, and this LED monitor pops on the back of the window. Pull over, like, with an arrow. And Lincoln's like, what the fuck? And he just tries to go like, he's just like, this is a joke, right? Like, what is this? And he tries to pull around it, right? Like not and they cut us off. Like they literally, and Lincoln's like, fuck, what the fuck? I guess we got to pull over, man. So we pull over, we pull off, and we go up the ramp, and we're sitting on the off ramp, pulling on the side of the road. And these two uniformed guys come up to us, and they're like, passports. That's literally all they say, passports. And we're like, what's going on? They're like, passport. We're trying to speak in English, and of course they don't understand. Passport. Okay, give them the passports. And then we sat there. This is a long morning, by the way. It's just trying to get out of public. Michelle's having like a mini panic attack, and I'm like freaking out. Lincoln's really flipping out. We're like, why did they pull us over? What do they want? Why did they pull us over? I'm like, I don't know, man. I go, look, we just went to the American Embassy. We visited the American Embassy yesterday, the day before. So we were like, if something happens, we'll just go back there, right? We can just go back. And literally half an hour sitting there. We're just like running through our head, what could it possibly be? So the guy comes back up to the window, hands our passports back. Go. Lincoln's like, what's wrong? Go. Like, okay. I go, Lincoln, let's just go, man. Let's just go.
Yeah,
step on it. Let's go. Oh my God. I'm like, I'm never fucking renting a car again in Europe. God damn, it was the worst. I mean, it was like literally heart pounding the whole time.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we're like, what the fuck? Where are we going to jail? Like, so we told this to Philip from Czech Republic or Czech Games edition.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, they wanted bribes. What? Well, they never asked us for money, and we obviously, and they speak German and Czech, so they can catch German tourists coming across the border without passports. Gotta pay. So that's the prevailing theory.
Makes sense.
And you
Got
were just
out of it.
dirty.
Well, had they
Americans.
said pay, I would have paid. I mean, I would have like, how much
spoke
do you
the
want?
wrong language.
I would have said, how many euros? Tell me the bill. What's the bill? Because I didn't want to be there. I mean, I wanted to get on the road and go. We were already like 2 hours behind. We also used the GPS in the truck, and it took us off road. We were driving through Little Village. We went over this mountain, and it was like, are we supposed to be going this way? I'm like, well, it looks like it. I mean, if you pay attention, if you believe the GPS, this is going to Berlin. I'm like, okay. And we're going through this very tiny village, like one road, single plane road, like not paved. I'm like, what the hell is this
There's a guy
GPS
out there
doing?
working at a black.
Oh my gosh, there was some
fine.
shirtless dudes like looking at us like, I mean, they were beefy
Yeah.
men like looking at us. We're like, I'm like, don't even make eye contact, dude. Like, let's just go. And we're in this monster truck. I mean, it must have been so silly to see like
That's why they were looking at you. They never saw a truck that big before.
it was unreal how big the damn thing was. Oh my gosh. And we had a problem in Berlin too, because obviously the hotel was on a one-way street. And in the park it was like takes up the whole half of the street, half the street. We're like, we left the truck. We told the valet it was a Hyatt, so it was like, and it was one of the fancy ones. So, we told the valet like, we left it in the alley, but better go get it soon because it's blocking the road. That's fun. And then we went on the wrong way. We went out the wrong way when we left, and it was a head on, like one of those things. Like, oh wait, that's on the turn lane. That's the other lane. That was a weird year.
Damn foreigners.
It's been
Berlin is awesome though. We loved it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have
Hamburg too.
I have no orders. Like I said, other than this trip to Mexico, which was given to us, other than Ireland, I really had no orders to leave the country.
Yeah, we were on a Essen trip. So Lance, did you get a hotel room for the old Gen Con?
Well, my boss will decide if I'm going to Gen Con or not.
Not going to
Right.
Gen
Well,
Con?
I mean, if we go, we go.
Okay, so you don't have a hotel room.
I mentioned it and but the exhibitor block is different, so
Yeah.
I didn't bother. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's all sold out.
well, yeah. I mean, I'm just like,
It's sold out in 3 hours.
Really?
We were at
which
three,
is
well, here's the thing. We're not running a booth. We're going. I don't think I'm going to go personally, but the team is going, and we're going to run the hot games room again. So that will there.
I mean,
But
I want to go, and if in my understanding is that Gray Fox, my daughter will want to go, I'll want to go, so we'll get a room, and because she has a lot of fun there, and my son wants to go, but it's like one of those things where it's like, then my wife has to come, and it isn't my wife doesn't have fun. It's a long time, right?
Yeah,
And I have to work.
you have to go the day before, right?
Yeah, and I have to work,
right?
And so it isn't really a vacation for her because she's just
Yeah,
the
she's
kids
just hanging out. Yeah.
So it isn't. I mean, I could never go to Gen Con again, and that'd be fine. I guess I went whatever it was 10 years in a row. The shine's off the apple for me, I mean, is it fun?
Well,
sure.
it's
Is it
interesting.
cool to see people? Yeah.
Did you go this year? Last year?
No, I did not go.
Okay.
We didn't even consider.
I don't think I knew anybody who attended. Like we went, but we didn't attend. You know what I mean? Like you go and we got the games and I don't know.
I've never been.
I mean, the hot games room will be fun, I think.
Well, no, the hot games room is where I'd hang out. I mean, you wander around during the day, and the thing is the last time I went to Gen Con was like probably the best Gen Con I've ever had. I can never.
I know,
do
it
better
was
than
great.
that.
I had a great time.
Yeah, I mean, I had just been let go from TMG, and
Yes,
I had no. I mean, I had job offers already, so I wasn't sitting there worried. Before I had even left, I had job offers, and I wasn't stressed. I was like, I'm just going to go here, and I'm going to have a good time, and and I just spent it with, God, that was 3 years ago now. So I spent it with my daughter who had just turned 12, and it was just like, when do you want to get up tomorrow? Whenever. When do you want to go? Where do you want to go? I let her take over an entire day. We just wandered around, and we played games in the hot games room. We just went down to get a Subway every once in a while.
Subway.
In the hotel room with the hot games room. Yeah. It's in the little basement. And then as soon as they realize, every year it's like they forget the Gen Con's coming, and then they
Isn't that
realize it's there, and then they switch to 24 hours. They're open the whole day because they realize that they can sell sandwiches all day long.
Yeah.
You know, as long as they have stuff open. Yeah, look at you, man. You got me reminiscing and getting me somewhat in a better mood, but I still have things that are pissing me off.
It still has shit that pisses him off.
Oh, man.
Speaking of comments, didn't you throw something up for sale? Was it yesterday? The day before, Scott? Spring?
Yeah, the spring. Yeah, we opened up the registration.
Yeah. Everybody go to
I
spring.
didn't realize it was that cheap.
We had already sold 1,200 tickets before the pandemic.
Did you?
So it's like, it's trickling in. There's people. I mean, it's not like, oh, it's, this massive rush, but there's some tickets are being sold. We'll probably sell out.
I didn't realize it was so cheap.
Ticket.
I thought it was like,
When is spring? When is it?
It would be the Memorial Day weekend. You never come.
No, because I'm at the lake. You always
He's
pick
at the lake.
It's like
What am I supposed to do? I mean, it's a 3-day
not
week.
have it Memorial Day weekend for starters.
Maybe not go to the lake one year.
God forbid
That's
you do that.
that's the weekend we
That's
set up the
alright.
lake. It's like it's a big
Yeah, I mean-
drunk with hanging out with my family.
Yeah, you'd rather hang out with them than you, Scott. You're just a peon.
That's and then I don't hang
You're
out.
just
with
his
my
It's
family.
going to be an interesting one. We haven't had. I mean, it's so weird. Like I'm like, oh, that's right around the corner. It's May.
Yeah.
When I do that though, I don't hang out with my family for like the rest of the summer because I've had enough of it. So I get it
3
out of my
days
system.
enough.
Yeah,
You do it that early in the year? I usually do it around June, July.
I just get it out of my system. No, you guys are stepping all over the stuff that pissed me off. So I'm going to talk about my stuff that's pissing me off.
Anyway, well, I gotta get a drink. I'll be right back.
You're not gonna miss
Alright.
much. Go ahead.
Or start, and then I'll come back and hear the end of it. No, I want to hear it. I'll be right back.
All right.
I'll wait. I'll wait
Yo.
patiently.
Patiently wait.
I'll patiently wait for the
Two
things that
errors,
are pissing me off.
Grievous stands.
Yeah, I gotta get you guys to play Last Light with me so I can have your feedback on it. See what you think.
I need time in advance. Like I said, I don't go on the computer that much, so I don't know
Why?
when you're on and
Scared
all
of it?
that.
Is it gonna take your soul?
Nah, I just find it's a time dump. It's
Of course it is.
so it's what's the point? I could be doing other things. Yeah.
What else would you be doing?
I'll be out in the shop, out in the garden. I'm starting to set that up for the year.
Yeah.
I want to break down one bed and just condense it down. I want to condense 3 down to 2 beds. Stuff like
Nathan
that.
Two Sheds Jackson.
Yes. That's what I did the other day was help my neighbor build a ramp into his shed. The cop, it was funny.
Yeah.
I was fucking with him earlier. But he's a Maryland cop and I live in Delaware. So me and Jen happened to be going down to southern Delaware as he was going into work to Maryland. And he was driving behind me. So I was holding a pre-roll out the window and laughing at him. And because he can't do anything to me, he's out of his jurisdiction. So he was laughing back at me on the ride down. It was kind of funny. He's a pretty good guy. Yeah, I've had good and bad interactions with cops. Yeah, on a personal and not so personal level. Just depends on the person.
Yeah.
I actually got a scar from one cocksucker, but
That's unfortunate.
yeah, that whole thing was unfortunate.
Yeah.
A lot of harassment there, for months.
You're gonna wait your turn, Forrest Bauer. I got things I'm upset about, and we're waiting for Scott to get back so I can complain.
Yeah.
Then you can tell us about your new ridiculous scheme. What happened? What happened?
I just made a video. This is a scheme.
It's a body rape video.
A what? Oh, a Bonnie Ray. Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah. Anyway, no. So, what happened to you were gonna buy a Tesla and then you're gonna have it drive around for you and make money?
Oh yeah, I came to my senses on that. Thanks in part to all y'all and Scott. And honestly, my buddy Phil just yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He just trails
I
off.
came to my senses. That's what's up.
But why? You know, it'll just make money for you. It'll just drive around for you. Nothing bad could possibly happen.
It's not quite there yet. It's not quite there.
Poor Forrest.
How you been, Forrest?
I have been well.
He has been.
Yeah. I love these people that I see. They post these pictures of, this is my shelf of shame, like the games they haven't played of their collection, and it'll show, oh, it's up to 30 now. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was like, oh no, 30.
I think I'm probably around.
I think if I wish I'd had the presence of mind at some point in my life to actually keep track of the number of games that I purchased and then never played and then sold. Because
Really?
that would be an exceedingly high and saddening level of,
Well, ballpark
of
us.
stuff.
Give us a percentage. Ballpark percentage.
Oh, I mean, I'm guessing it. I mean, it's got to be 300, 400, 500 games that I at some point.
That doesn't
purchased.
tell us anything. What's the percentage though? Like roundabout. What would you guess?
I don't know. I mean, my collection's been so nebulous, you know, and just like, you know, as far as the numbers, you know, I mean, like I'm always in the process of, just the other day, I you know, a couple weeks ago, I drove 100 games over to the local shop and just dropped them off, you know, and just like I said, I just gave them to them, you know, just like, yeah, when you sell them, give me some money. I don't care. I'm out. See you later, you know. So, because it's just not worth my time anymore. It's not worth my time and my aggravation to deal with it. I talked to my old boss, Michael Mendez, and I flat out said, I was like, we were talking about games, and I was like, look, I said two of the games that I worked on that I helped make, I was like, you never sent me those. You should send me those. And he said he would. And I was like, well, you said you were going to like a half a dozen times now, and you haven't sent them to me. So
He means it this time.
yeah, I love Michael and I always will. And but I'm also like, why do I care about getting these? Yeah, but like my name's in the credits, and I'm one of the people that made those games come to life. So it's just like, yeah, you know, I feel strangely owed. I felt it's owed to me.
Seems reasonable.
And then I say things like, well, if it's owed to me, well, like, am I ever gonna play it? You know,
Okay.
just like, I don't know. Just
You never know, man.
there's two games left of TMG that TMG published that like I worked on them and I deserve to have a copy. And like I bugged my old boss like a half a dozen times to get them.
Which games?
Yokohama Duel and Dragon's Interest. And he's sworn to me he's gonna send them to me this time. So
Okay.
yeah.
Did Yokohama Duel get reviewed well? I was always curious about that one.
I don't know.
It sort of flew under the radar. I never saw anything about it.
Well,
Yeah,
it took forever to show up. And
Yeah, I
then
mean, I think it just got shipped, didn't it? Like not that long ago.
well, like last year, like towards the end of the year,
Exactly.
it finally just got back.
Oh wow, yeah.
I mean, the company was still out of like.
Lord
not even-
Javi, thanks for coming back, dude. I hope you're well. If you were in, I hope whatever surgery you had was minor, and then yeah, just hope you're doing okay.
It's got 368 ratings and 148 comments.
Yeah.
What's the average rating?
So, average rating is a 7.5.
Ooh, that's good.
That's not bad at all.
Oh, there's gonna be a Far Cry board game. Whoa.
Well,
That
here's
looks
the deal.
fancy.
Like, I know that why can't I think of the name of the company right now? got the rights to Orleans, and they're going to do a
Capstone.
yeah, Capstone's going to do a big giant deluxe Grand
Didn't they already
Hakuba.
do it? Don't they already have one out, or they're doing another one?
I don't know. I know
I
they
hope they do
planned
another
on.
one.
No, I don't know. But they're going to do that. I'm like, somebody should get the rights to Yokohama. I mean, honestly, because that game's really good, and
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, that's your.
It's.
fine.
I think it's got a flaw.
What do you think the flaw is?
If you spend any time getting technology, you're just gonna lose.
Yeah,
I
technology.
mean, I can't figure out how to beat. I mean, not that I played it that many times, but I played it more than once.
The only
And technology
technology I ever took was the stuff that just gave me victory points.
I actually
that's
agree
not
with
fun.
Scott now that I think about it, because I think I played that 4 times, and every time I liked to go heavy tech, and every time I lost.
Yeah,
and
you're
I
gonna,
wasn't close.
yeah. I don't think it's balanced quite right. Maybe it needs a tweak or something.
I talked to somebody the other day, just a couple days ago. They said, "Hey," I was like, "Hey, you're gonna do this thing or whatever," and like I'm playing Wingspan right now, I said Wingspan sucks, and he's like, "Oh, I love this game. Why?" And I said, because you if you just go heavy eggs, you win 75% of the time. And he's like,
75% now, not 100%.
well, no. Well, of course, there's always gonna be failure. There's always, but he's like, yeah, I do go heavy. And the guy said, I just realized I do go heavy eggs every single time I play, and I mostly win. And I was like,
Eh.
It's a flaw of a game. Well,
Philip,
that's fine.
never played that game.
You know what? I will never convince the multitudes of hundreds of thousands of people that have purchased the game. And I mean,
At the end of the game, I mean, here's the thing. I haven't played the expansions. You play any expansions?
I own them. I own everything
I own
because my daughter really likes the game, and
Yeah.
so I play it with her, and then I go heavy eggs, and I trounce her by tens of points every single time.
Like when you get near the end of the game, there is a point in the game where it doesn't make sense to do anything but make eggs. At least that's what I found.
No, I mean, there are literally hundreds of thousands of copies of the game in existence, and people.
Oh yeah, I mean, I still like it. I mean, it's not a flaw. That's not a flaw to me.
That's fine.
Yeah,
You don't
and
have to.
who knows if it even is a flaw? I've only played it 3 times, so
You don't have to think it's a flaw. That's fine. You don't have to.
Okay.
You don't. I'm not looking
like
for your
the game as
acceptance.
it is.
Anyway, I want to talk about the thing that pisses me off.
Yeah.
oh, that wasn't the thing that like not getting your games that you produce.
That's not
No,
even
no,
close.
who cares?
Scott. That was a
Who cares
filler.
I bought those games, Lance. I got them here if you want
Yeah,
to.
I mean, no, seriously, that is a who cares for me,
Yeah.
right? You know what I mean? I'm just like,
Except-
whatever. If they show up, they show up. I mean,
Yeah.
every time I
Well,
talk to him,
All he
I
has
talk,
to do is put it in order at the Cool Stuff Inc. and he can get it shipped to you. I mean, it's there.
I
in stock.
talk to Michael once every 2 to 4 months, because like he'll call me about something random, or I'll think of something random and that'll make me laugh that I remember about him, and I'll call him up and we'll talk and we'll laugh, and then I'll remind him every single time. Still haven't gotten those games, Mikey. And then he'll like, oh yeah. And he'll, so
You're
anyway,
not gonna get them.
maybe I won't. Maybe I will.
Unless he can push a button and make it come to you. That you know. I mean, what do you, like you?
So my kids are in Taekwondo, and I've talked about them being in Taekwondo.
Over 1 million
And-
copies, by the way.
Yes, I know. And my kids are in Taekwondo, and I like and the place that my kids go to Taekwondo is a good place for Taekwondo. The guy who runs it is, I've talked about him. He's like, he was an Olympic medalist. He's just, he's a really nice person. I don't like his politics. There's been a few times when he and I have butted heads because he'll just make it. He's like one of those people that like, I make an uninformed, offhand kind of really, right-wing comment, and then I've challenged it to him, and it seems like usually when people make those comments and I challenge them on it, they'll usually come back with like a hedging response, like where it's like, well, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. No, I don't know what you mean.
What's a
and, like,
right-wing comment? Can you give us an example of one?
I mean, like he'll just like, I mean,
I just
complaints about too much protesting or something like that, about civil rights issues or things like that. And I'm just like, they have a legitimate
like a
beef.
Black Lives Matter thing. Or something.
Yeah, they, it's like, it's their right to protest. They have a legitimate beef. They feel undervalued. I don't see why you should. I mean, you can not like
You're
it,
right wing,
but-
Matt. You were just bitching about the trucker.
Was he-
No,
Was he-
no,
is
no.
he-
I'm just-
is he
I'm
on-
just-
is
I'm
he on the side of the
referencing-
convoys?
I'm just referencing it, right? And so then, like, I've challenged him on it, and every once in a while he'll post something on his Facebook page that I don't really appreciate, but I leave it alone.
Yeah, okay,
I don't
whatever.
say anything.
Sounds
I
like
just-
my dad.
yeah, you know,
Mhm.
he teaches my kids self-discipline and self-respect, and he's taught them a great deal, and he's been very good and kind and awesome to them, you know, every step of the way. So I can't complain about that. Now, so because of the fact that, like, we sign up for our, and this is 2 days ago. I'm not even getting started in the stuff today. It's just set me on edge. But so, like, we're sitting there, and it was he sent out a message that said Moorhead parents. Okay, so he has a school. He has a school, like a building in Fargo, North Dakota, which is right next to the town I live in, which is in Minnesota. Like, Fargo and Minnesota are right next to each other, but there's a river that cuts
Right on the border.
yeah. So he said, so for the past couple of years, because of Minnesota's policies about mask use and people being close to each other in schools, because we normally were doing our stuff in Moorhead School, he hasn't been able to have anybody at a Moorhead School. So we've been having to take him to the his building, his Fargo school to do the classes. We've been doing it for 2 years, and we've been paying him every month twice over for both our kids, because he just can't get it in. And both of my kids have said, I don't like it. I want to be back at the Moorhead School because it's a big wide open gym instead of this kind of cramped place. I agree, because when you're in that gym, it's like you actually, like, I can go and watch, and I can sit there and watch him. I can watch him practice, and I can get excited, and, like, you know, my parents will show up, and I can sit there and have conversations with them, and just it's actually a nice way to unwind after work, you know, just because it's just something to do, and there's people there, there's other parents, and you kind of talk to them. It's just a nice way to be social and be around people. And my wife shows up, and I can sit there and talk to her. We can talk about our day. But we haven't been able to do it for 2 years. So he sends out a post that says, I'd like all the Moorhead parents to come to the gym, come to the main school, because I want to get your input on the future of the Moorhead students and what we're going to do. And so I went there. And I went to the thing, and it's this little tiny building, and the parking lot's packed. And he was like, and so, like, we're going to have a conversation. And so he wants to have this conversation in this, like, you know, like 10-foot by 12-foot area of people, like, you know, getting their Taekwondo outfits on, and, like, you know, people getting by, and, like, in the background, we can hear the kids are yelling in the background, going through their warm-ups. And so you can't, it's not a situation conducive to just having a conversation about this. And so his opening statement was, I want you to come here so we can talk about what's going to happen, and I want your input, and we'll see what we do going forward. And so he opens up by saying, so we now can use the gyms in Moorhead. And I was like, thank God, we're going to move. He said, but it's just so much easier for me to have it here that I just can't, I'm not going to switch. And I was just like,
so it wasn't really a dialogue. It was
well,
more.
no,
or less-
it wasn't a dialogue. And then he's like, he said, I mean, because his other thing is that he has this wedding event center in, like, he has a big giant, lots of acreage. And to be fair, he has this is the same man who, when I was talking about having a board game thing, he told me, like, in the winter, he said, tell me what weekend you want to do that. You can use my event center. And it is a nice place. He has worked his ass off to make it look and feel cozy and beautiful, and like it is a super cool place to go, and like
Gathering of the Vikings.
Yeah, and he didn't want a penny for it. I was like, well, what would it cost? He's like, nothing, just clean up after yourself. I don't care.
Whoa.
He said, I got 30 tables. You can put 500 people in there easy. You know, and just there's a kitchen you can use. There's like taps for kegs. There's, you know, I mean, like, it would have, you know, if I ever do it, we could use that. It would kind of stink because he'd have to drive out there to go and use it. But I mean, but that's like the kind of guy he is. He's just super nice and kind. But so I'm sitting there and I'm listening to this, and he's just saying, and he's like, so he's like, so we're just gonna focus on doing it here, and then maybe come fall we can switch over to the gyms after I can start to get like the classes up and running. And everybody was sitting there going, oh, there was like, yeah, okay. And then he looked at me and he could see I was just like pissed. And he's like, I know it's a big hassle. And I said, it's not that it's a hassle. I said, it's like a 15-minute drive to get to this place that he has in town Fargo. I said, it's not so much that it's a hassle. I said, it's like, I've been paying you money to have this thing in Moorhead, Minnesota, and I haven't had it in Moorhead, Minnesota for 2 years. And you've been telling me over and over again, as soon as you're able to use their area, you were going to switch back over. You've been telling me that because I've asked about it like at least once a month. And every single time you said, as soon as you could, yeah, we'll get back into those gyms over every single time. And now is the time. And you're telling me you're not going to do it. And you're like telling me sometime in the fall you're going to switch. And I said, and then I was like, and the thing is, I was like, both of my kids are advanced. My daughter is like working on her black belt. My son is 2 steps away from his black belt. We're not going to quit his school and go to another school where they've got to relearn everything and learn how they handle things and how they do things. I mean, he knows I'm not going to quit. He knows I'm not going to just stop giving him the money. So he, and I'm not saying he's doing it nefariously, but in the back of his head, he's smart. He knows, well, I'm just going to do this because it's easier for me. And, they'll get over it kind of thing. And so I'm sitting there and I was just like, and I'm looking back at all the other parents that are in this, and they're all, and admittedly, it's not the best area to have this kind of a discussion, but they're all just kind of looking at me like I got a piece of wood growing out of my forehead. And I was just like, I can't be the only person that's annoyed by this. And I'm just looking around. I was like, yeah. And then so I kept on him. And I said, Roy, we got to switch this. It's just, you're telling me you can't, fine. Give me a day. This is going to switch. And he's like, well, in the fall, I said, we can look. I said, promise me the fall. We go back to Moorhead. And he's like, well, I said, you got to promise me. He's like, fall, we'll go back to Moorhead. I was like, okay, I'm taking you for your word.
Would that be the August 21st?
That's big.
Specific day.
And so I was just, and so then, of course, we all go outside because you can't stay in there and watch the kids because it's too crowded. And because of COVID and all that stuff, they don't want people close to each other. So we're walking out into the parking lot to go get our cars. And as soon as I get out, all the parents outside are complaining about the fact that we're not going back to Moorhead. And I'm just like,
it was a bad, here's the thing. He engineered it on his turf. And it's an uncomfortable place. And
but I was just like, do you think that maybe if more than just me was saying?
Well, you got to band it together and get an email going.
Well, yeah, and that's just
you want to put some pressure on the guy.
They had the opportunity right there.
If he, I don't know, it's weird. So he doesn't want to do it because it's 15 minutes for him.
Well, no,
first we can only see your hair.
Here's the reason why. Here's my reasons why. One, he is in charge of the Moorhead students. When he makes you come to Fargo, because on Tuesdays and Thursdays when my kids go, his wife is the Fargo gym person. So if he decides he's too busy and doesn't go, his wife just takes over for the team. And she has 2 other students that are black belts that she's training, that because they're training under her, they have to help with the classes. So it's like, so he doesn't have to work basically. So he's getting money and he doesn't have to do it because he's super busy with his event center, which fine, you're super busy with your event center. But if that's the case, stop taking money. Because we sign up for the damn events through the school system in Moorhead. And so he's just taking the money and having it. And then he tries to blame it on the Moorhead school event center because they're like, I asked them, do you want me to do this in Moorhead? And they said, you just do whatever you want. And I was like, give me the number. Who did you talk to? I was just like, because I can give them a piece of my mind too. But I I don't know. It's just it's easier for him. And then he was complaining because so one of the things about him, he had a massive motorcycle accident like a decade ago that nearly killed him. Like literally, he had like dozens of surgeries to like put his skull back together, and like most of his like knocked out most of his teeth, and just and it's one of those things. And he says, I've been dealing a lot with like the residual pain from my head injury lately, and he was talking about this. And I was just kind of like, okay, fine. That sucks. I'm sorry you're feeling like that. Maybe you shouldn't be in charge of this anymore. Maybe your wife should. Maybe your wife should like send. No, but I didn't say that. But I definitely thought it. You can't have it all, right? Yeah. It's like when I've said to people, when you deal with somebody, and I'm not. This is going to come across as crass, and I apologize for that. But if you have a situation where somebody has a flaw in they're a perfectly fine person. There's nothing wrong with them, but they have a flaw with them that makes it difficult to deal with them. And I'm not highlighting anything in particular. I understand being understanding and trying to like work around that flaw. But at a certain point, I've always said, at what moment does it ever not become everybody else's problem to deal with that person's flaw? Right. I mean, and I know that comes across as being like a little bit insensitive, but I don't know. I don't know. And maybe it isn't. Maybe the rest of whatever in a social group, if like has to do that. Maybe that's the ingrained like price for like just being a good human being. Maybe it is. And maybe I'm the a-hole for saying that. I have no idea. But yeah, I don't know. But that's an annoyance. But I have a date and it'll switch, and I just have to.
And then if it doesn't do it, then you're walking.
No, then I'm gonna say, so what happened there? And I will
keep on paying them.
I will make it so annoying to him. I will make it
angrily
so
pay him, but he will pay him.
When it's just like, so here's my money.
Some sort of passive aggressive.
No, I'll be aggressive. I'll say, so here's my money for this month of classes, for the classes that are supposed to be in Moorhead, which you promised that I'm still doing in Fargo. Here you are. I will. A
guilt trip.
No, not a guilt trip. That is like just calling him out for his bullshit. And maybe he'll switch. Maybe he'll switch, and then it'll be great, and then it'll be fine, and it'll be okay. But on to today. That's
not the whole thing.
No, today.
That was just last week.
That was yesterday, and that set me on edge.
We got 6 more days of this.
And I was like, and then so today I had some playtests, which went great. I playtested last night with a company that is a company not from America that wants to license the game. We had a real good time playing the game. Sounds like they're very interested in licensing it. So they and Shane are now discussing, which is great. Anything that like I can do to promote Roy's game and to promote Gray Fox Games and get our games into more people's hands. I'm all for this. And so that went really well. No complaints there. I played the finished version of EOS, and it was so much better than the first iteration of that game that I played, that it was like night and day. I'm so proud of Felix and what he has done with that game. It is just like it was so much fun. We played that game today, and it was just a blast. And I was super excited. That's no complaints there whatsoever. During my playtest, I got a phone call, and I looked at the number, and I didn't recognize it at all. And I was sitting there, and
you answer phone calls you don't recognize.
This is the EOS playtest. Well, okay. I knew for a fact that my clinic was going to call because I'm 50 years old and I get to have a colonoscopy in March. So I was like, and I was in there, that could have been it, because they have to call and like make sure I know the appointment and whatever, do this whole thing. And so I saw the phone call, and I I picked it up or whatever, and I answered the phone, and again, I get it. They can't say who they are because of like they don't want somebody else answering the phone and saying, hello, hello, Mr. Schwartz, your genital wart cream is in. They want to say something that's going to be horrible, so they always say, hi, is this Lance? And it's just like and I always and I think that's really annoying. Like when they do that, like when I call somebody unannounced, I say, hey, this is Lance from so and so, I'm looking for this person, because it's just I just try to do that, but whatever. And so I was like, yes, it is. And like I said, I was in the middle of the game, and oh, hi, this is Sanford Health calling, and this is about, I said, hey, I am in a meeting right now. I don't have the ability to talk to you and go through a questionnaire right now. Oh, well, I'm so sorry I bothered you. And I said, is it something you have a number that I can? No, we don't accept incoming phone calls. I was like, okay, do you want to call back later? Well, I guess I'll just try to call tomorrow. Maybe you won't be so busy. They hung up the phone.
Was there really this much sass?
Yes. Just like, what the? And I was just staring at the phone like, what is going on? And so then we got done with that, and then I had to go pick up my daughter at school. And I was just keyed up from like I just my fuse has been so minuscule lately, and I just was like, I got in the car and I was just driving. I couldn't even listen to the radio, and like the Vikings were like, the Vikings sports radio was all talking about Kevin O'Connell new. I was like, normally I'd be like, yeah, I'll listen to this stuff, the jibber jabber about the new coach and this thing. I just didn't have the time, and I turned it all off. I just drove in silence the entire way to my daughter's school, and I was just sitting there, and I picked her up, and then she said, we're driving home, and she said, hey, I'm hungry, could we like stop at McDonald's? And I was
Here
like,
we go.
well, no. And I just said, shut up. Don't touch all this one. I said, yeah, why don't you text your brother and your mom and see if they want anything? So we pulled in, and I could see there was a big line, which fine, whatever. I think it's the first day of the Shamrock Shakes, so everybody was like losing their minds. Shamrock Shakes are back or whatever.
Oh my god!
Oh,
I take offense to this shit as being an Irish American.
So I get in line, and I knew that I might have problems when I was pulling up, and I saw some guy backing out of the drive-through in this big giant pickup, probably as big as the one that you were driving in Czechoslovakia. And he pulled off and drove away, and I was like, I don't know what's going on over there. And so I pull in, and it's one of those that has the 2 lanes, right? Where you split off and you're in the 2 lanes. And so I get up there, and I was sitting there waiting, and then I'm person in front of me with an order or whatever. And so I'm in the left-hand one. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, right? Where they diversify the drive-through, but they squirrel it into like 1 lane to pick up your stuff. So they kind of, so that you can take the orders faster. But
yeah.
So anyway, so
Like
I'm sitting there.
Yeah.
So I get up to the thing.
windows when I worked at McDonald's. I worked you work in the front window and you fill the orders, and we're in the back window. You take the money.
Yeah.
Well, no, they still have 2 windows, but the driveway splits into 2, and then
Yeah,
goes back into
so
1.
there's 2 places to place
That's
an order.
different.
Yeah.
So I pull up to the place where I'm going to place an order. And I asked my daughter what she wanted. And while I'm asking that, the guy says, I'll be with you in a moment. I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And so I turned and looked, and then she said, oh, I want this, and Caleb wants this. And I was like, did mom respond? No, but she'll want a Shamrock Shake or a Shamrock McFlurry. And I was like, yeah, she will. So I was like, whatever. She's busy. She's on a call, whatever. It doesn't matter. So I sit there. And I sit there. And I sit there. Meantime, the other drive-through ordering thing is one person goes by,
Zipping by.
another person goes by, a third person goes by, and I'm still just sitting there and I'm staring at this. And then at this point, the car behind me is screwed, but the car behind that one backs up and goes into the other lane, and they go through.
So
And I'm just sitting there, and then so I said, I go, hello, and just like hello, and then there was like this 5-second pause. Tell me what you want. Just like, okay, I need a. I was like, and it was enough that like my daughter was even like, what? She was like laughing, like giggling, and I was like, I need,
you should have said, I need a smile from you.
I need a McNugget meal, and I need 2 McNugget meals and in these 3 ice cream things, McFlurry things, and he's like, oh, that'll be like $30. And I'm like, yeah, Lord, how this stuff ever gets so
$30 McDonald's?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fast food
Especially when
ain't
you
cheap,
get the
Scott.
combos.
Yeah. So so then I'm like, cool, and I pull
Aren't those
forward.
things like 99 cents? Not anymore, I guess.
So I pull forward, and I pull forward, and then I see this person that was on the outside is swinging in, and I'm waiting for this person in front of me to move forward, and they're trying to cut in front of me, even though my order was done before this person's order, and they're like, and she's like, and she's doing the whole thing like, I'm not really looking your way, I'm looking over here, so I don't really notice you,
so she can run right into you.
yeah. And I was just like, and I was like, what are you, I didn't say this. I didn't say, what are you doing? I was more like, what the bleepity bleep, just like, and so I'm like, I know I get really stupid about that stuff, but I pulled up to be behind like a half an inch behind the person, and she's trying to wedge herself in there. And I was like, yeah, it ain't happening. You're going to have to like put a scrape mark all along the right hand side of my pickup for me to get in there. So she backed off. So I didn't have to, and then I get up to the line, and the guy, the order taker, who I was thinking about giving a piece of my mind to and asking like, what's going on? Why didn't I, it's like, why did I end up waiting so long? Like the guy had that little window and he opens it up, and I had the my debit card in my hand. He takes it out of my hand, and I was like, and the window closes, so I couldn't say anything. And then it opens up again. He hands the thing to me, and I was just like, whatever. You're just not gonna be. I'm fine. What am I gonna say? You're just. What do you care? You don't care. So then I pull forward up the thing. Now, mind you, it's myself and my daughter at pickup, and I have 2 drinks, and I have 3 ice creams coming my way. So this
5 drinks.
I see how this is going.
She comes up and she's got 2 drinks and she's got 2 ice creams. She's got them like this, and she's reaching out to hand them to me. And I said, could I get a drink tray? And there's a plexiglass screen, whatever. And I get it. They're for her safety, which then making the plexiglass screen completely useless. She leans under the plexiglass screen and she's hit. Here you go, she says. And I was like, can I get a drink tray? A what? A drink tray.
It's her first day on the
I've had
job.
those forever. So I assume
And then she scowls at me, pulls the stuff back, then vanishes, comes back with a drink tray with like 2 of the ice creams and 2 of the things in there. And then out of spite, she hands me a second drink tray with just 1 ice cream.
I like her.
and then comes back.
what it is to be like to be you.
And then
What the
like,
fuck did you do in your
literally-
past life, man?
Were
did
Were you in
piss
3
off?
Mile Island today or what?
and just hands me the 2 bags of food, and I was like, and I was gonna say, and I was like just pissed. I was like, I was like, I don't think me asking for a drink tray is that big of a deal. And then like she just was handing it to it already, like walking away. Like if I hadn't put my hands out to grab it, then she would have
I
dropped it on the
think
ground.
fast food workers are in a shortage right now, so they're getting extra piled upon.
Every worker's in a shortage right now. It's crazy. Like we can't
So
find.
you're lucky you even had people working.
You know, and that's
Me and
and that's
Michelle went to
fine.
Taco Bell like a couple months ago, and there was only one person working at the whole person in the store.
Oh my God.
One. Like, how is that? What? Like, what?
I was driving home from London on Saturday, and I stopped at one of the highway side rest stops, and they have like the Tim Hortons and the Burger King or A&W, whatever it was, and there was a Popeyes. I'm like, oh cool, I'll get a chicken sandwich. So I walk up to the counter, and there was this. What's that?
Do you remember there was a shortage of the chicken sandwich?
No.
Oh yeah, people were.
Do you remember when it first came out? It was pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
This is what we used to worry about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
Okay.
basically the biggest concern that I had pre-pandemic was how am I going to get a Popeyes chicken sandwich, spicy chicken sandwich?
All right, that might have been yours. Scott.
Fucking
That was the
sandwich,
problem.
I guess.
That was the biggest problem with 2020
So
Yeah, people were getting fights over that
in,
stuff.
in January.
in the
February.
lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like a weird thing. Okay, anyway, sorry.
I walk up to the counter, and there was this, 16-year-old kid, maybe 3 or 4 feet away from his side of the counter. And he kind of walking up, and he's like, not making eye contact with me. And then he's like, can I help you? Or he's still looking away.
Right, you can't look at your in the eye.
He's like, hi, can I help you? And then he kind of like drifts his eyes to me. And I'm like,
Can I help you?
can I please have this? And yeah, I said, can I make it a meal, please? Like, you should be upselling me, jackass.
Don't
And then-
do that.
So he's like, I said, yeah. And
You want fries with that large fry?
the Popeyes
I
I
want the
have
cholesterol
here
pack.
at my house, they give you the option of Cajun fries or regular or blah, blah, blah. Maybe this is because it's a little small one that it couldn't do that, but and then I pay my $11 or whatever it is. And
$11.
yeah, it was 11 something.
Fast food has gone up.
Yes, Scott, it has.
It's also Canada. We spend a lot. We pay a lot more for
Yeah,
fast
man.
food than you guys do in the States. I've talked about Brent. I talked about this with Brent at Elf Creek a lot.
Why is
Anyways,
that?
So he gives me my receipt, and I'm like, oh, can I? It comes with a drink, right? And he said, right, yeah, sorry. And he takes the empty cup, which has the top shoved in there with the straw. I'm like, first of all, your grimy hands
Or in your
and all the
cup.
germs are now on the inside of my cup. So he kind of slides it along the counter, but it only goes about 6 inches, and then it falls over. The lip now hits the counter and slides a little bit. I'm like, thanks. I almost said, can I talk to your supervisor, please? If you don't want to be here, you shouldn't be here.
There won't be a supervisor.
No. He's like, oh, no. The answer would
He
be,
is
I
the
am
supervisor.
Yeah.
Supervisor's the 18-year-old in the back.
Patrick, what do you
Supervisor?
golf?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
I think
He
you're-
ducks down, comes back. How can I help you?
I
Jen
worked at
was telling
I worked at
me.
Popeyes when I was a kid.
Did you?
But that was a really good chicken sandwich, though. Like it's
It's
solid.
fucking
I
awesome.
never had it.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
It's solid chicken. It's not like that pink mush stuff that you get at McDonald's. Sorry, Barry, what were you saying?
Jen she works at a ShopRite, which is a local supermarket here, a food
Yeah.
supermarket. She was telling me a couple months ago. Now the whole front end of it's all self-serve because of the shortage of people. And she was also telling me that theft is up. Like she was saying, over Valentine's Day, theft in her floral department was up 30%. They
Really?
lost between I think she said 25 and $5 grand.
What?
2,500 and $5 grand was stolen, and that's just that one department. She was saying other departments are getting robbed too. She was saying one guy was coming in, a manager was coming in, and a guy had a mini refrigerator, and stuff to pack it in that he just walked out of the store with.
Wow.
So it's
I had a friend of mine walk out of Canadian Tire with a canoe one time.
Oh, really?
They didn't. Nobody stopped him. Actually, somebody asked him somebody told them stopped him and
Do you
said
need help?
it comes with a couple of oars, and they
Oh,
went and got
really?
the oars for him.
Wow.
This is the same guy that ran on the field when the Jays won the World Series.
Oh, okay. The streaker guy.
No, it wasn't Street.
Oh no, it was somebody else. Okay,
But
I
yeah,
was thinking of
he
someone else then.
How
He
was
just
the
looked
London
over-
trip?
it was good. I had a really awesome charcuterie plate. And then but no, it was really good. We went to we just played in a hotel, and like this game is like we had to use every table in the hotel room.
Wow.
To play this game.
You don't get a lot of tables in hotel rooms, though, do you?
I had a desk and then
Yeah.
a little hutch, and then the side table at I had a suite.
Nice.
So Sen got me upgraded to a suite, and yeah, it was great. So he just came over and we played in the hotel room for two or three sessions, and went out for dinner in between. It was good. Yeah,
Does that come in a Kickstarter or something?
it already did. It's going to print. So they wanted to do an audit and stuff. So we did the fun part. Now the hard work of actually writing the report and getting it all done. It's like this box is ginormous. Like,
Which game is it? Wow.
Whoa.
What
and
is
it's
that?
got to be 30 pounds.
What
No,
game is
maybe not that much. 25 pounds. Yeah.
What's the name of it?
There's two full double racks of weighted poker chips in it.
Wow.
What game is this?
The Isofarian Guard.
Oh yeah.
Did I back that?
You said you did.
Yeah. Did I?
I just assume you back everything.
I do not. I stopped.
He used to.
I don't blame you.
He would be bankrupt if that was the case.
I did back this project.
It's good.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
I saw the totals of the previous years of the amount of money I've spent on Kickstarter, I'm like, I gotta stop. Like,
They
I
had
gotta
some
have a
really
car.
good. They had really good mechanisms in it. We did play. I think we one of the encounters we did too early. We should have had more chips in our bags.
Oh, is it a bag builder?
It's a bag builder, yeah.
Oh,
Which
those
is-
poker chips are. Oh, that's nice.
I gotta say, it is a really nice feel, and the bags are ginormous. They're probably like this big
Many
each.
shacks.
They're yeah. You could fit 2 bottles of wine in these bags.
Wow.
Wow. I
Yeah.
came across a Kickstarter today that I had not heard of. No, and of course it's already like near $1 million. I'm like, where did this come from?
Kingdom Forlorn.
That would be the one.
Yeah,
How'd you know?
I did a video on that today, and it's like, what the hell? They haven't actually released any games.
Yeah, I feel like okay. Well, I guess I gotta back it.
I looked at their previous history of
Cave to peer pressure.
like it was their games were ranked 9,000, 10,000, 11,000. I was like, what the hell? But I guess they were a pre-established mini making company. But
is it a
I
mini
am
game?
really skeptical about that game.
Mm.
Like, I hope it's great, but I was like, I don't see, like, they're promising the moon, they're trademarking things, they're saying they're gonna
Did they ship-
revolutionize the genre, and it's like, wait, you guys haven't made any games yet that are actually released?
Did they ship the other game, the Aeon Trespass?
It is not as far as
backed
far
that
as I can
too.
tell today. There's nothing about it. No, all the videos are from like 2 years ago when they were Kickstarter previews, which
Mm.
also concerns me because then it's like,
Well, that's $1 million right there.
yeah, it's just
And then they're about to hit another million. That's I mean, they're advertising with us.
yeah. It was. I gave them credit. They just blew past the fact they hadn't actually released any games at all, and just were like, yeah, we're established. And good for
What
them.
do you think?
Connor
Scott,
McGooey's
what do you think the percentage of Kickstarter board games campaigns advertised with BGG?
Oh gosh, I wish I knew. I mean, we do. God, I don't know. I'd be talking to my ass. I really don't know.
It's got to be a very low
Because
percentage.
it's better that I don't. I don't know. I mean, it's a weird.
Don't hurt his feelings,
just-
man.
I'm
Don't
just
make him look
hands
this
off.
number up.
Wait,
Oh
so
no,
what's
I
the
mean
question?
it'd be good, right? It'd be a good metric to have and good metric so you can like set a measurable goal to work towards and getting more of the accounts or whatever.
Yeah, that would be a good goal.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's it. I mean, here's the thing. Like the guy who, Chatty Boy, have you ever talked to him? Worked with him? I don't know if you ever.
No.
I mean, he's overloaded as it is.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe we could get more, but like me, he can't really handle more.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't just like take the order. He helps figure out the right tactics, and products to use that we sell.
Yeah, we got oh my god, the my inbox is just on fire lately with
We must have gotten, I want to say probably 5 or 6 projects Tuesday that went live Tuesday.
Ooh.
Like new ones.
Yeah.
Connor McGooey is one of those.
Yeah, Earth looks really good.
Game, which I hadn't. I mean, it's weird how like Kickstarter stuff just comes out of nowhere these days.
Yeah.
'Cause there's no build up anymore, right? It's just here it is.
There is, but it's tougher to get build up.
It's invisible to me then.
It's behind the scenes. Like I just looked at a game that's going to launch next week. It's going to be huge. It's got 7,000 people pre-launch. That's where that's where pretty much you go to see if it's going to be big or not. At least I've had that experience.
How do they get the 7,000?
Email list, I'm gonna guess. Previous campaign messages.
Yeah, for sure. If you have previous campaigns, that's easier.
Yeah.
But if you're
Stuff like
starting from
that.
scratch, it's like, how do you do that? Yeah, actually, I talked to Connor today. He was wanting to know about BGG Con. He's like, "Are you going to Gen Con?" I'm like, "Probably not. A, can't get a hotel room. B, I don't know.
Yeah,
If
I
you're an
haven't.
exhibitor,
I would
you
just be
could get
going
one.
to play games anyway. I don't know if that's
I'm really looking forward to
and
BGG
talk
Con
to
this
people.
year.
And talk to people. Well, Scott, if you go to one con,
Talk
you
to
can pretty
people.
much do that, right? I mean,
Gen Con.
Gen Con would be the con.
Well, no, I mean,
If you went to like say Origins or
Origins is the
even-
game playing.
if we're not
one.
doing a business related booth, then it's hard.
yeah,
for
there's
me
no
to
reason to
justify
go.
going.
Yeah.
Except I like to have fun. I mean, but that's not
Yeah.
like a reason to go.
I was
That's
thinking
right, you're
about
not
Gen
doing
Con.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, we're not doing
And
the
then-
booth.
that's right. Yeah.
Are you going to Gen Con, Matt?
No, I think BGG will be my first one in November. My buddy's in Allen, so
Oh,
we're
Allen.
gonna, yeah.
Yeah, cool. That's right nearby.
So we're gonna
I almost
make.
moved to Allen.
What's that?
First house Michelle and I were thinking about buying was in Allen.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
It's sold out from underneath us. So.
Son of a.
he so he said
All for the better though.
he goes, if you come to BGG, because I told him, I said you should go. This was last year I was telling him. He's like, well, are you going? I said no, I'll probably go next year. He's like, well, when you go, I'll go. So
This
we're
is
gonna
a
make
local
it.
guy. He doesn't go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like this 6'4" big MMA black football player guy.
Cool.
But he loves like Fiasco and all the narrative stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would do these script writing competitions where
Okay.
it's like a 24-hour script writing competition.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really neat. So he loves stuff like that. So we're gonna make a thing of it and head down to Dallas and go to BGG Con. And do you have much time when that's on, or is it?
I can make time.
Yeah, awesome.
Help make time. for
I
you,
waited
man.
one entire day to play a game of
Oh, I knew it. I knew. I saw it. I saw it coming a mile
that
away.
set me up. That set me up.
Oh dear, what have I started?
You didn't start nothing. You just gave him.
Something.
What have I stirred the
Gotta be
pot on?
something.
Yeah. I actually might try for the fall one, Scotty. We'll
Okay.
see. I gotta see.
I
the
have a
fight.
hard time judging what's going to happen this year. I mean, the fact that Gen Con sold out in 3 hours, or the rooms, the downtown rooms, I should say.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big change from last year.
I got it.
Oh yeah, well last year was such a clusterfuck.
Yeah. And I think people are over it. Yeah, I think a lot of people are just over it.
I think so.
I'm hyped for Gen Con.
And Dice Tower
forward
West
to
is in
it.
2 weeks, and I've
Is
never heard so much buzz about Dice Tower West till this year.
All I
Yeah,
saw was a
yeah,
bunch
I
of
think
people
you're right.
complaining about whatever their COVID policy was. I didn't look too much into it, but I just saw a bunch of people on Twitter complaining, and then being like, "Hey, look at me, I'm complaining."
Mm.
Yeah, instead of going to Gen Con,
mean,
I might
Like,
I might do a road trip, not a road trip, but a trip to the West Coast. So I have a couple of clients out there. Then I'll stop in Las Vegas and see
let us know.
Zensler.
Yeah. If you go to LA, let me know because Lincoln lives there and stuff. I'll
Oh yeah, cool.
get you over the game night or
I've
something.
never actually met Lincoln, but I'd be interested in
Yeah,
having a meeting.
he knows you.
Is he in LA proper, Scott, or he's
LA
in one of the
I don't know how what LA
boroughs?
proper is. He's in Woodland Hills.
Okay, I don't know where that.
Like LA is all suburbs of named suburbs. Like
Oh,
there's
is it?
no
Okay.
LA. I mean downtown LA is that the I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's what would be
There's
what
all
I
kinds
mean.
of these named cities.
Yeah,
There.
Philly's different. With Philly, you hear people say I'm from Philly, but they're not. They're from the
Yeah,
suburbs of Philly.
like the guy who lives in Allen, he probably says he's from Dallas
Okay.
because no one knows what Allen is.
Yeah,
People know it. When I lived in Plano, I always said I lived in Dallas.
I've been to Plano.
I would
Yeah.
know what Plano is just because I fished.
That's
a lot.
where Alcatel's head office was.
And I worked at the B&R building, which is right across the street.
Did you?
Yep.
Yeah, I went down. We went down for a retreat, like a company retreat, and like a week of meetings. And we went to Dave and Buster's. My first time to Dave and Buster's.
Really?
Yeah.
I've
at
never
Dave
been to a
Buster's
Dave and
many times.
Buster's.
That was our team. Like, so my manager was Canadian. He's from Ottawa.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
BNR. I'm so not surprised.
Yeah, and he loved the Dave and Buster's. He
That
was
is
like the most non-working manager I ever worked for.
good.
Like we
Yeah.
literally like take half days off, and I felt guilty. I was like, should we be doing? We would go to the movies, and we would go like we did paintball. We drove to Baton Rouge to gamble.
Oh my goodness.
We would take do go-karting. I mean, it was almost like I wasn't really working.
When my buddy from Allen, he worked for Mitel, which is an Ottawa company, and he came up here for a business meeting or whatever, and we went out to one of the board game places local to here, but it was winter, and he rented like a larger sedan, and he got flack from his boss who was here in Ottawa. He's like, yeah, dude, next time you got to go for the economy car because we're not going to reimburse you. He's like, I drive a smart car, you should be fine.
Weird. Did you guys watch Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Which
most
one?
of it.
What?
The Super Bowl?
Oh yeah.
Do you watch the commercials? Do you pay attention to the commercials?
The next day I did.
Yeah.
They were kind of all disappointing. Maybe I'm weird.
I think they have
Jim
been for the
Carrey
last
commercial
like,
was
10
pretty
years.
awesome.
The
Which one?
Jim Carrey, cable guy.
Oh, the
Cable-
cable guy.
Yeah,
It was nice.
that was a
Nice
pretty
to
good-
see him redo his thing. Yeah.
I wasn't sure it was him. And then
He
like,
changed
oh
it
yeah,
all.
it's him.
Cable guy.
Any hidden fees? We love those. It was pretty. Actually, I want the box they're selling. Of course, I can't buy it. I tried to get it already, and it's like not available. Like what the fuck?
Really?
Dallas is like the fourth largest city in the country. I liked the Hera and Zeus one with Arnold
Yeah,
Schwarzenegger.
that was
Yeah.
good. Actually,
That was pretty
all
good. And I liked it's I forget the name of the product. And one of my friends who works for the company, the Ty Burrell one, where he's like, I'll take it. He's like buying stuff. He's walking down he's just like everything's more ridiculous, so he's buying. And he's walking through the shoe store, and he's like, I'll buy it. He's on the phone, he's like, I'm broke. And then it cuts to this couple sitting down with their daughter. And that's
That
why
was a
we
good
use this
one.
app to manage our
yeah,
money.
yeah.
But it was really funny because he's like considering buying a unicorn, or a winged unicorn, and he's like, I'll take it.
I like the Larry David one too. Oh, that was pretty good.
That one was funny. That was good.
the Alexa one was all right.
That one was good too. There was some good ones. Yeah. Yeah.
No, we used to go to when
the problem is with that is like it makes you not want an Alexa, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like uncomfortable. Everything was like really uncomfortable.
Yeah, we used to go to the little Reprise theater here would get the Cannes Lions. They would tour around and then they would get it and we'd go watch it. Basically, it's just commercials, right? And all the Cannes winners for the commercials, and they were all international and everything. And that was a lot of fun. We used to do that every year. But the Super Bowl ones for the last maybe 10 years have really been disappointing.
Yeah. It was.
I didn't even watch the Clydesdale one because I was like,
that was boring too. Yeah. I fast
hate
forwarded
those.
myself.
I was hoping they'd take a spin on it and they would.
No, of course not. They can't.
Yeah.
Well, no, they did. Didn't they have like a baby Clydesdale?
Well, I
I
thought
know,
they
I
were going to
didn't-
shoot the horse because that's what I thought they did with a horse with broken legs. And my wife was like, no, they don't do that anymore. But that's where I thought it was going.
Oh yeah, 18.
Well, there wasn't a lot of schmaltz, right? Like
Too
as
many
far
crypto
as-
commercials.
Yeah.
It was crypto, electric vehicles, seltzer, and what
There
else?
was a lot of electric vehicles.
It was all electric vehicles.
Yeah.
Speaking of electric
There
vehicles,
was no
did you-
regular car commercials.
I don't know if there was a commercial for this on the Super Bowl or not, but the DeLorean's coming out with an electric vehicle.
Really?
Yeah, it's a new electric DeLorean coming out. Saw it on the news
Oh.
today.
Gambling, online gambling. There was a lot
Yeah.
of- which you can't do in Texas. Like what? Why is this?
Crypto. There's a lot of crypto ones too.
Oh yeah,
So you can't online gamble?
it's not legal in Texas. No, you can't. If you live in Texas, you cannot gamble on internet.
Really?
Does
No.
it block it?
I mean, I've never tried it, but I suspect it won't let me sign up.
Or can you not just claim your winnings because you live in Texas?
It's illegal to gamble online in Texas. I don't know what the rule. Like I've never really like.
Done it,
In
yeah.
fact, I don't even think anywhere in the states you can gamble online except for New Jersey and Nevada.
That can't be right.
You can gamble. I gamble on Sports Duel, FanDuel, that sort of thing.
I think it can in PA.
But where do you live? Indiana.
Indiana.
In the-
Yeah, because it actually just changed like a year or two ago because all of a sudden we just saw a huge
Yeah, I found the list.
list of advertisements.
I found the list of states. You got Arizona, Colorado, Wyoming, Louisiana, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, and Minnesota. That's it. That's only like
Yeah.
12 states out of 50.
Yeah.
Arizona, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, Mississippi, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. That's 11 states. So you can't, I mean, like, why are you spending all this money on these commercials where people can't really do it? I mean, they're like, you can get around it, but most people won't know how to do that. So it's so weird because those commercials are expensive. They got Halle Berry on them.
Yeah.
Well, can you gamble on those worldwide though?
I doubt it. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
It just seems like a pain in the ass to me. Like, there must be something. I mean, they must be profitable to put those big commercials out because we see them all. I see them every week. Like anytime I watch a game, it's the commercials are on.
Yeah,
Which is
I guess it's different here in Canada. I think it's allowed here in Canada.
Probably regulated.
because Canada's
Yeah,
great.
probably.
You only have like 5 states, right? Provinces.
They call them states? Okay, I didn't thought they called them states.
Provinces.
11?
No, you got more than that.
11 provinces and 3.
We got 50. I mean,
Oh my!
They only have 5 that people live in.
yeah.
This
I'm-
box
There's one up
is
north.
crazy.
Nobody wants to be there.
There's really 11 provinces.
Yeah, Saskatchewan's one of them.
God, I wouldn't.
11 provinces, 3 territories.
Can you name all of them?
Saskatchewan.
You want me to?
Let's go back and forth with who knows? Who thinks they know? Not me.
I know one.
Okay, well, not you. What about Lance?
Count me in for one.
Lance, how many do you know?
Which now? I mean, for which? I'm sorry.
Canadian provinces.
David provinces.
Canada.
Give me a second here.
Maybe
You're
4.
gonna do a challenge.
Just mentally figuring it out.
Well, don't, can you name more than 2?
Newfoundland.
Stop naming them. We're doing a thing.
Oh, sorry. Jeez.
Are you really sorry?
He's not.
Never mind.
He's Minnesota nice. Sorry. All right, Scott, go ahead, name him. No.
I don't know any of them.
So it's British Columbia, Alberta,
Are you looking at a map?
Manitoba.
Saskatchewan,
Yeah,
Canada,
there it is.
Ontario, Quebec, Newfoundland, Labrador, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Nunavut, Yukon, Northwest Territories.
So more than you need, basically.
I would have got more than I thought.
Prince Edward Island is its own territory.
It's
Yeah.
tiny,
Province.
yeah.
Province.
It's funny. So it's this little island, right? So there's a bridge and there's a ferry. They built the bridge like 20, 30 years ago or something like that. Maybe not even that long. And Giselle is from the Maritimes. So her aunt who lives in Toronto was visiting, and they were driving onto the island, and they don't charge you to get on the island. They charge you to get off the island.
It's like Jersey.
So,
You can never leave.
so
That's where Rodney lives.
and they were taking the bridge back. Like, oh, let's take the bridge back. It's a nice quick drive, and it's it's new. So they're taking it back, and they were pulling up to the toll booth, and the aunt in the back seat says, "Oh, I got this, no problem." And the person's like, "Yeah, that'll be $85, please." And she's like, "I don't want to buy the fucking thing." She's like,
$5.
well, yeah, because it's
Wow.
yeah.
I thought New York was
Maybe
bad.
$50, maybe $50, something like that. But it was like it's not cheap.
No.
The ferry's like $100.
The ferry's 100?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Why
ferries
would you
are
ever
cheap.
go on this island.
Rodney lives there.
Yeah, that's why well, I mean, he doesn't. I assume he doesn't pay the toll every time he goes.
Well, because you live there, you're exempt from the fees.
That's why I would never go there. I mean, if I'm paying $50 to get out.
It's a beautiful island, though. The Prince Edward Island's so nice.
Got lots of geese.
Go see Anna
so
Green
nice.
Gables stuff.
Yeah.
We went to Anna Green Gables like theme park village thing.
Oh, is that where
Oh,
she's
really?
from?
Yeah, it was good. I played Crokinole there.
Oh, that was awesome, man. I have like 15 Crokinole boards.
Yeah,
I gotta figure out how to get rid of them.
I was thinking about making one.
Make art out of them, like on a wall or something.
They're all pieces of art. I
You should
take-
put them on the wall as art.
I don't have a wall that big. I might be able to put them in the building.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we used to do 3 Crocodile boards a year for BGGCon. We had this a contracted our artist and the Holinsky brothers to make 3 nice boards. We
Yep.
give one away, and I keep 2, and now I have
Lots.
20 boards.
Did you see the Crokinole, the outdoor Crokinole rink,
Yeah,
like with the curling stones?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I want to play Crocodile again properly. I haven't played in a long time.
One cheek.
The one
One cheek on the chair.
Did you ever watch the finals of the Crokinole champion?
Nah.
They don't miss.
But,
They don't
No?
miss the hole. They don't miss the hole. If you go first, you're basically gonna win. I mean, there's a little play, but like it's mostly like in the hole, in the hole, in the hole, in the hole. Okay.
Get in your hole.
stay there.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
I don't usually quote Adam Sandler.
Happy Gilmore's it's money though.
I don't know. That dick and fart joke stuff, it just doesn't get me.
He just
Oh,
produced something. The hell was it? It was
Yeah,
pretty
Canadian-
interesting.
Canadian
Wasn't
radio has to have Canadian bands on it, right? A certain percentage.
Pardon me?
Canadian radio has to have a certain amount of Canadian acts on it.
50%, I believe.
50%. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the CRTC, I think, says it has to be 50%.
Yep. Oh. Is that TV too, or is that
Oh.
just radio?
I don't think so. I think it's just radio. Canadian content. 40%. Radio airplay, 40%. Television broadcast, 55% annually or 50% daily.
50% daily or 55 annually?
So I
Makes
played that
sense.
Uprising game this weekend. Past weekend.
Uprising.
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Nobody's. I mean, it's a Kickstarter game. It's got limited
Yeah.
release, but it's really, really good. We were shocked how good it was.
Did you get your face stomped?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it's
Did
so
you?
fucking
It's
hard.
really hard. Yeah, it's really
And
hard.
like,
But it's very cool.
and you
I'm
look
gonna
at
get
those advanced cards.
Uprising.
Who would play with those
Perks.
difficulty cards? I couldn't
I,
even
oh, were there
imagine.
I don't even know. I didn't even see them. Are you
They're
talking about the level? Are
ridiculous.
you talking about the level 3s and level 4s?
Yeah, the ones that have like the red skull on it that make things super hard.
I didn't see
And
that.
then
I
and
wonder
then
if that's what we played and we didn't notice it.
if you played with some of those, that might explain.
But
why you
it's
got
so
your face
awesome, though. I'm astounded that they came up with a system that like works.
Yeah,
The game fights itself, and you have to like you can't beat everything.
you gotta kite them.
So you have to trick the enemy into fighting itself. There's two factions on the board. There's an undead faction and a, what do they call it? The
Citadel or Capital or whatever.
the Emperor, or like the
leadership
whatever
What
is
game
like
is this?
Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor.
from Nemesis.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You played it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of course, Scott. Where have you been?
He I mean,
He
it
did
was
the
one of those things
prototype
where it's
6
like,
years ago.
I know, probably.
It's one of those things where it's like you always wonder. It's like, well, it's like I realized that he didn't want to go with minis because it was a lot of work.
You're putting like 5. So there's a stacking limit of 5. So you can only have 5 units in a hex, which is harsh because I think we had one battle out of like 10 that actually someone survived.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's a
It's
bloodbath.
a bloody battle. I mean, and then we had I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So I had this perfect army configuration, and then this I forget what it was, but he killed my strongest unit by rolling a lightning bolt, and my buddy rolls lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt. I'm like, god damn! So you just lose all your units. Like, but it's really neat. I mean, it's asymmetric. It's asymmetric factions of you get to play, which is cool. And then you're trying to beat the undead and I'll say the Emperor because I don't remember the name of it. And you have to have more victory points than them. Like if either one of them has more victory points than the worst player, you lose. Every player has to have more victory points than the 2 AIs.
Yeah, I hope that one gets the buzz.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at BGG right now. I don't know if it's got a fair amount of ratings. 8.6.
It's hard to get it to the table though. I mean,
It is a big beast. It took a
But the
while for
thing
us to
is,
set it up.
it doesn't feel like it needs to be. Like we watched the John Get Games 50-minute video,
So did we.
and it
That's
just
where I
didn't
saw
seem like it needed to be that complex. It's just like, all right, it's action selection. You got a certain number of cubes. You put them like, I don't know. It just felt like it over explained maybe.
I felt the same way about the Isofarian guard.
He plays and explains, so that's why it takes longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just doing the rules to be 20 or 30 minutes.
You're saying the ISOs.
Well, when we played the ISO, I mean, like your character board is probably 20 something inches at least wide, maybe almost 24 inches wide by it's huge, it's massive. And a lot of the cards and everything and I mean he can't change it now because it's almost at print, but a lot of the stuff to economize table space could have been smaller.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have as much gravitas, but still.
I like gravitas.
Yeah.
In certain, I mean, yeah, in
to an
certain
extent, yeah.
Have you played
Spit it out, Scott.
probably not.
so many games I can't remember. It's I think we talked about it, Matt. With the it's the sort of more Ameritrashy Mage Knight. Uthia?
No, I haven't. Hey, Alex.
Hey, how's it going?
It's
I
a
heard you
lot of
talking, so I popped in.
Yeah.
Talking about games.
I'm just here.
No,
No,
but-
it's Isofarian Guard. I'm just here
Yeah.
for a few minutes. I only have like 10, 15 minutes right now. I'm just getting some work
Yeah.
done.
Have you played it?
I played as Vanguard, yes, and I agree with Matt, which is why I popped in. It's like, ooh, fun conversation. I played the other one too. I played Uprising. Yeah, it's brutal. It was way too brutal for me. I like the game a lot. I can't stand cascading failure as a mechanic. The idea that as you get hit, it gets even harder, and as your troops get worse, it's even harder and harder. But yeah,
Well, yeah, we were when we were playing the Esopharing Guard, like I was saying earlier, we I think we encountered this one guy too early
Mhm.
because this one chip his ability puts in your bag basically disallows you from using any of your special abilities.
oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I gave them that feedback. I said, and the problem is
It's
too
a
early in the
killer.
game. It destroys you. It's too early in the game too because you don't have the opportunity to get it out of the bag because you haven't encountered the stuff that heals you.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
said, I told him, I was like, I don't mind harsh. I don't mind losing. I actually particularly like the mechanic they have in the game of like kind of losing and coming back. I was like, losing is not an issue. Forcing me into this endless loop of combat where I can't do anything, that's just frustrating.
Put 3 one-time use chips in there instead of like
Yeah.
one. It stays in your bag the whole time. But yeah, so that was frustrating. I got to say, I think to keep it moving, we just like, okay, we killed this guy. Let's move on.
Yeah, did the same
And
thing.
we did a lot of that. Just to kind of experience as much as we could. The one thing I wished about this, so it has like a narrative, a voice acted narrative audio companion that basically just reads all of the text that
Foreteller.
is in the campaign book, and it's neat. But I kind of wish, like my audiobooks, they had the little 1.5 times speed a little bit.
Is it a spoken dialogue game?
It's beautifully well done. Like it's really worth.
It's really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you play Midara?
I did
No.
not.
Yeah, they had it too, but we
So
I mean, it's hours and hours of
not the same at all. Not the same. I was actually my meaning they both give you foretell and they both give you that aspect, but Isofarian Guard is a soundtrack. Everything's like got so much stuff in it. Midara is more just spoken. Like I played back and forth between the two, and I was actually looking forward to Midara's foreteller because I had listened to Isofarian, and then I was like, oh, these are not the same thing in the slightest.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Let's see if
I
I
was
can
just
play
we're skipping the story. Sorry, guys.
You can watch if you watch my gameplay. There's segments in the gameplay you can get a feel for it. You'll like as I play the foreteller in through it. It's amazing.
Who's publishing this?
Oh my gosh. Stonebound. No, that's not what's it called?
Stone
Sky
Blade.
Kingdom.
Sky Kingdom. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is, let's see here, campaign 1.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can.
Oh, if you can pull it up, it's so good. It's. I mean, I get your whole aspect of fast forwarding. I just when I wanted to fast forward, I just read
After
directions.
passing through the chaotic city streets, you see Castle Strigg rising above the inner walls. Alec escorts you through the inner gate before passing you off to a member of the King's Guard.
What's that?
Is there graphics at all? Or is it just
No, it's just
audio.
It's just an audio. But yeah, and there's a different actor for every character, or at least a different voice for every character.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, it's a nice touch. I think there's certain things that from pure table presence, it's impressive, but it's also unwieldy at times because it's too big.
Yeah.
But yeah, at first I didn't get, because they have these things that have like here, hold on. Ugh. That was the box. That wasn't.
Likely excuse.
They have these game trays, and there's all these things here, and I'm like, what are these for? I'm like, oh right, so if you want to save your game, your little block gets saved in this little spot or whatever it is. So that's an interesting thing. I mean, because it's a cat. Like we played for 12 hours of gameplay, and we got barely into the first campaign.
Yep. There's a ton of content.
so how many hours?
I think it's roughly 25, 30 hours per campaign estimated. I think they called it 20, but I think, and there's 5 campaigns, yeah. I think they call it 20, but it's really only 20 if you're trying to power through it. If you're experiencing it normally and going through things, I think it's going to be 25 to 30 hours per campaign. And
Yeah.
there's 5 campaigns.
And there's side quests too. So if you want 100% it, it's like a lot more than that.
Yeah.
So
Are there,
here's the thing about, you're talking about the hours of play, and I apologize for interjecting here. Hours of play is just such a ridiculously overvalued metric of how good a game is. And I'm not trying to pick on Isofarian Guard or whatever. I mean, it's nobody ever, I shouldn't say nobody. The vast majority of people aren't going to play Isofarian Guard so much that they're going to dive into everything. I mean, it's just, there's going to be a scant few, right? I mean, just like the scant few that play every single iota of Gloomhaven. You know, there's a scant few that do that. So anytime you're saying, oh man, this has got 120 hours of playing time. You know what? You know what gets 120 hours of playing time? Like a Red Dead Redemption game on your computer gets 120 hours of playing time, because you can come in and leave anytime you want.
And this is very similar to that in the feel. It has a very video gamey feel in terms of campaign and play.
It's node to node, a little pick up and deliver, and then constant combats.
Yeah.
Is there a dungeoning map thing, or is it just abstract?
There's a map, but that goes back to what you were saying a second ago, which is the map is unwieldy. It takes up way too much space on the table for not that much interaction.
All you're doing is moving a chip around, and that's it. I mean, you're not adding other combating things. It's just you or a couple of narrative chips that you want to, set waypoints at.
There's going to be some fan of the game who really likes it, who can code an app, and they're going to come up with an app that replaces the map entirely, and I'm going to download that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good game. It's just the map was I just covered the map with the other components most of the time because it's just unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they did.
Is it like the map in Too Many Bones?
No, it's more functional than map of Too Many Bones. It's more functional than that, but it's just a giant map where you're like occasionally setting your party's status in between combats. Think of it as if you were playing a PC game with a world map, except the world map was always up, taking up half your screen. That's what it is. Like it is there.
It doesn't zoom in for anything, does it?
I mean, it's a physical map on the. Okay. Some sections zoom in a bit. There actually are some like forts or locations.
Like,
where
is there actual dungeon manipulation of?
No. The combat's all abstracted. You lay it down their cards. You have your cards. You place some chips for combat back and forth. Again, I really like it. Just being, whatever.
I can't remember anything tonight. There was a boardless RPG that I put a lot of, RPG action board game.
Yeah.
Oh god, what was it?
I do want to know what Forrest's new thing is before he gets tired and decides to leave, because he teased us.
All right, talk about that. I'll find the game.
Your head's getting lower and lower and lower in your phone.
Yeah. I got. Oh wow. Oh Jesus, that's been terrible. I've been working.
Assault on Doomrock. Assault on Doomrock.
I was inspired by Grant. I just decided to do some.
I saw that
today.
That was beautiful. It was excellent.
What did he do? What did he do?
If your rule book points to our QR code, you might have a bad rule book.
I tried to do stand-up comedy just
Can
because.
we watch it? Can you play it?
It was really funny.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Can you play it, Lance?
With some
Well, I don't
Jen
know.
Fox
Am I-
with the
am I
nuclear
gonna
redneck.
Copyright claim from the author.
Horace,
Yeah.
somebody contacted me to do some work for them, and I went to their website to see the other games that they'd done, and one of the games was something that you'd reviewed like 10 years ago.
Sounds about right.
And I'm like, who is this young fella?
10-year anniversary this year.
Yeah.
Same intro.
It's been slightly upgraded. It's now
Assault on-
faster.
All right. We gotta watch this.
It's
I
the
watched like the
chipmunk
first
version of
30
the intro.
I watched the first 30 seconds. Hold on. I will share my
Oh, you have to.
screen.
Oh no, you have to skip past the first 5 minutes.
No.
Well, it's only 5 minutes. Yeah, I think I need to cut it down.
The first 4 minutes is like explanation of what's about to happen, and I guess it's because I know you that I suffered through that part, but the rest is really good. Well, it's not bad. It's just like okay.
It's just not
I
good.
want to
I
see what's going
I
on.
agree completely. I feel like I just need to get to the point.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Ready?
Ooh, 0 punctuation.
What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
I'm back today. It's for something very, very different. This is going to be a stand-up booklets all the time, everywhere.
Hold on.
Help me help
Where does
you,
it
I
start?
guess, by letting me know
Right there.
exactly what you think. Be brutally honest. That's
Pretty much
totally
just me
fine.
shouting out Grant
Is
right
it
now.
Cringe? Is it bad? Is it good? Is it kind of funny? Does it need this? Does it need that? Help me.
Can you hear this
help
fine?
You, I guess,
Yeah.
by letting me know about more. But
Close enough.
as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.
What was that in your hand?
I
For?
tell
Is
you
that a
what drives
razor?
me nuts. It's bad freaking rule booklets. Bad rule booklets all the time, everywhere. Kickstarter is really the biggest culprit of it. But I just decided that I was going to make myself a little segment. We're going to call it "You Might Be a Bad Rule Booklet." It's based in homage to the late great. He's not actually dead, but he's still great. Jeff Foxworthy. Even if you don't think it's funny, you got to admit the guy he squeezed that cloth as much as he could. So I decided to do something similar to that, both rule booklets. So without further ado, let's go! If you do not have vital setup information in your setup area, and I don't find out about it until I'm in the middle of gameplay, you might have a bad rule booklet. If you don't have a rule book PDF up on day one on Kickstarter, you might be having a bad rule book. If that solo rule book is coming soon, you might have a bad rule book. If they're leaning a little too hard on that Rodney Smith watch and play video, you might have a bad rule book. If you telling me to see something further on in the rule booklet and you don't
What is up with the voice?
I was
Yeah,
trying.
Foxworthy.
It's for
He's
Fox-
dramatizing.
Foxworthy.
He's dramatizing. It's a good job, Lance.
That
Oh,
was
it
a
gets
Does
buzzword.
Does
I get
Kickstarter
into
let you upload
character
files?
in about 30 seconds.
All right, hold on.
tell me what page it's on, you might have a bad rule book. If it's printed on a playing card, you might have a bad rule book. If they tell you to go scan a damn QR code because they don't have a rule booklet inside of the box, you might have a bad rule booklet. If you are sharing crucial, vital information interweaved in a whole bunch of redundant information you've already told me 2 or 3 times before, the target, you got a bad rule book. Oh, excuse me, you don't know what blind playtesting is? Oh, you might have a bad rule book. If after you are done writing a rule booklet, you believe only the grammar needs to be checked, then you have probably got a bad rule book. If you tell me there is more information on this damn QR code, you have probably got a bad rule book. If you have a 90-minute game and an 8-page rule book, you probably got a bad one. If your rule booklet looks like it's been out in the store for 3 dang days, you might have a bad rule booklet. If your major game inspirations are Settlers of Catan, Risk, or Monopoly, you may have a bad rule book. If you don't believe your game needs a player reference card, then you may have a bad rule booklet. If you believe players will just naturally catch on to what's going to go with the general game flow, you may have a bad rule booklet. If anything is before components and setups, you may have a bad rule book. If you have crucial information interweaved with thematic flavor in your rule booklet, you might have a bad one. No table of contents, might be a bad rule booklet. No glossary, might be a bad rule booklet. No goddamn setup! What are you doing here? 8 pages of variants, might have a bad rule booklet. 2 to 4 hours, meet bad rule booklet. Oh, they focusing on the minis? Might have a bad rule book. 6 different game modes, might have a bad rule book. Egomaniac Passion Project? You might have a bad rule booklet. But there you go. Now, if you ever have to write yourself a
That's
rule
it.
booklet, maybe continue.
Views
I
for us.
really enjoyed it.
I tried something different. I was just
Kept up
I was
the energy the
today-
whole time.
You did,
Yeah,
but
I
you
kept
went
going up
from
and up.
like you went from Louis Black to Reverend Jesse James. It was weird.
I didn't know what like I literally just came up with that idea today and I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna go whole ass into this today.
And
I
you
got
did. You
myself
did a
so
good
pumped.
job.
I was walking back and forth. My heart rate was up to 120. Like I was trying to just seize like Sam Kinison vibes and like
I would just like to say all those comments of me feeling like maybe you just sat around the house doing nothing all day long. I didn't realize you worked so hard. I mean,
see. I'd like to know what your wife thinks hearing you down there doing that.
Lance.
No, he was at home today.
Oh, okay.
Lance, here's the bottom line. If I don't take a swing, I'm not going to get a hit. And maybe this becomes something people enjoy. It's got a pretty good like to dislike ratio.
There is something to be said for just taking that nice, easy bunt over and over again.
What? This isn't a bunt?
I'm just saying.
How many people do you think would feel comfortable? Like, I was so nervous to post this because this is so off.
Why?
Because it's so freaking weird.
It was great.
Why would you feel nervous?
Because it's not usual. It's out of his comfort zone. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm not a stand-up comedian. That's why, Lance. And I just randomly decided to do some stand-up comedy day. Yeah, I'm gonna feel a little bit nervous about it. If I decide to fly a plane tomorrow, I'm probably be pretty nervous too.
Well, that's a little bit different. The plane, you might crash and die. So
yeah, he's putting himself out there. I get him.
I saw a little bit of Michael Richards at the beginning there too.
Michael Richards,
the racism.
Yeah,
I knew you were good.
I was thinking Lewis Black. But
no, you did the whole like the.
Yeah, I think I might splice out the beginning, and just go straight into it and do another one. But I was.
Oh, please!
I think you should give him a little forewarning, just a little shorter forewarning.
I think you should do whatever videos make you happy.
Yeah.
So patronizing.
No, board game I can't speak for other people. I really enjoyed it. And board game comedy in general has done fairly well when done well.
Yeah.
Like Shelf Side, their most popular video is comedy stuff.
Yeah.
It's much easier to click on. You don't have to find like someone who appreciates this, that, or the other. Shelf Side.
Yep. Well, the other thing is they have the potential to be evergreen.
American Asian
evergreen videos because they don't. Like this will be a bad rule booklet video forever. It's not topical or seasonal.
Yeah, if you splice out the beginning, because people like you can lose people in those first 40 seconds. They have no context or care. I mean, Grant's great, but they don't care. And then it takes away from it. If you maybe cut it down a bit, I don't know if I like the whole thing once you got into it. But it's the over the top energy it's definitely putting yourself out there, but it keeps it entertaining. And I think a lot of people will resonate with 1, 2, 3, etc. of those. I think 1 or 2 of them might have been repetitive in theory. If I'm trying to be critical, but I don't think you need to refilm the whole thing. Like I think it was solid, and you find stuff like that around board game frustrations. The question is always you have to get that initial push where you find enough people that watch it that the YouTube algorithm picks it up and keeps sending it. But comedy does well.
I'd be lying if I didn't say that a couple of those actually. I'm guilty of.
Well, they don't mean it's a bad rule book, but it's just.
No,
I see some and I'm like, ooh, these. I see a bunch of these together. I'm worried.
Yeah,
but thank you for the input.
Unless
I was waiting for the one of if your rule book comes with a tag saying this is a living document with updates available online, your first draft is a bad rule book. Yeah, there's so many of these things. There's so many like issues or frustrations. It's the nature of having a rule book that is physical. Video games don't have this problem. Here's your little update. Congratulations, enjoy.
If your rule book doesn't use columned content layout, you might have a bad rule book. Reading
that's over my head. That's above my pay grade right there. What's column content?
What the hell is wrong?
A page that has multiple columns versus one line that goes all the way
across. Oh God, no. Oh, okay. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those are terrible. I had one that I just did for a guy it's the one where I got the $600 on Fiverr, my biggest Fiverr order ever, and it was just.
He asked for that video right there.
What? No,
he asked for a comedy video.
Yes,
he did not. But
because if you got $600 for that, that's the best joke of them all.
He gave me a 5-star review, and he said he'd most likely reach back out to me when he gets it all done again. He was happy with his service. But yeah, it was so redundant, and there was no organization. It looked like a war rule book where it's like the columns kept going so far to the right, so that these just huge chunks of unused space. It was just yeah.
Are rule books really still that bad?
See, there you go. There, Kabuki Kid Goldmine. Do Do the comedy bit while wearing the Grinch costume.
Ooh, double down on the weird. Like it.
Yeah, no. So you do realize that when you did that Grinch costume video for that guy in, was it China or Singapore?
I think it was in China.
Yeah, he was touching himself during that.
I got $50 in a Grinch costume. I don't really give a damn money.
He's got a point.
That's such a weird story.
Put that on my tombstone.
$50 is 50.
You know what the guy did with the video?
No, I need to reach out to him. I should. I'm gonna do that right now. I would love to know what happened with that. I hope it was weird.
He's like, I'm disputing this transaction.
I gotta go through fires.
If anything, you have led an interesting life, Forrest.
I played.
How's your dog, Forrest?
Are we talking about games?
My dog is getting old, and
Apparently, we're on dogs.
yeah, she's huge. She's a Saint Bernard, and
how old
I've had 4 or 5 times. She's 9 now.
Yeah,
which
that's
for hers, yeah. She's
Saint
had
Bernards
4
live to be about 8 usually. So
where she's starting to get up, and it'll just be like, and I'm just like, oh, it just breaks your heart. And I'm not even a animal person per se. Like, I love animals, but I'm not like he's my son or something like that. But it's still just heartbreaking to see a dog just like in pain, getting to get up, and then I worry about like the senile of it. Like, when does a dog become senile? We got a huge major dog. We got a baby on the way in a couple months. Like, yeah, but she's good. She's good. Aside from some pains.
yeah, I mean, the fact that she's 9 and still, getting around or whatever. I mean, it means you did something right. Taking care of her. So good on you. Like, most Saint Bernards don't live that long. That is very old for a Saint Bernard.
She has had a very sheltered and peaceful life.
Well, good for you. Good for you for taking care of her for that. Yeah, dogs. Anyway, God, what was I was gonna complain about something else. I'm in a bad mood.
You actually play any games?
Have I
Played
played
a
any games?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I've been playing a lot of Last Light lately, but I'm not going to turn this into a giant commercial. Alex, did you want to play that at some point?
Last Light. Oh, I mean, I've already played it. I'm always down.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. We got to figure out what we're going to do as far as that goes. I don't know. I'd like to get, I'd like to have like a couple of times of playing it on Tabletop Simulator with just people's whose reviewing opinions matter to me, and see what they think.
Any concerns or
No, I think the game is great. I just would love to get like honest quotes out of people, so it's something we can. I don't know how many videos or whatever we're gonna do, but as long as people are okay with us using a quote from them or something like that, that's something we're interested in getting.
Yeah, I really like the game. I'm happy to give a quote easily, unless anything drastic has changed. It's basically, Scott's quote was great. Scott's quote was the same thing along the same lines as mine. Like, that's Last Light delivered Last Light really delivered a 4x experience on TTS for the first time with 4 players in under an hour, and it didn't compromise on the experience.
Sounds hot.
Flip it.
Yeah, it's fun.
What
We can
about the
play right
physical
now. We
version?
can play right now. Right now, you want to share the screen?
I gotta leave in a second, unfortunately.
Oh,
I wish.
Yeah, no, games I've played besides like Last Light and EOS. I played EOS just today for the first time in a while.
Gray Fox games?
I played, we've been hammering away at the Reavers expansion, testing that over and over. And then we play tested a game that we're looking at switching it out into a Midgard theme that we could make a Reavers like like Reavers of Midgard, the card game, basically,
Ooh.
which is
That'd be
so.
hot.
So we're eyeing the possibility at some point this year of running a crowdfunder for, hey, look, you can get the Reavers expansion and you can get this like Reavers of Midgard card game. So it's like it would be like a dual thing that we'd run, and then people could get the Reavers Kickstarter version as well at the same time. So I don't know. That's something we're looking at. And then the same company, Jet Blacks, I think it was Jet Black Studios. They did Tortuga 21.99, and they did War of the Worlds, which we partnered up on. They have a cooperative adventure game that's about like, it's called Amulet, and it's actually pretty interesting. It's like you kind of bounce around all these different areas on the board, and you are trying to defeat these different fantasy type creatures or fantasy people, and then when you defeat them, you gain gems that you place into your amulet, which is like the source of power for your character. And so it's actually like D&D or leveling up. Your amulet levels up and levels up you, and you get better equipment, and it has a polyomino thing going on. It's the combat actually really reminds me of the combat in Sleeping Gods. So it's like you say, oh, I'm gonna fight the Death Knights, and then you flip over the Death Knights, and then there's all these different spots on there, and you decide which weapons you're going to bring with you before you flip it over, and then you have to put in your weapons are polyominoes, depending upon your class. And so they're different. So an axe, covers what an axe would cover. A sword covers like a long line, that sort of thing. And so then you place them over, and then you got to place them over the spots that you have to place over to defeat them. But you also got to figure out ways to cover the spots where they're going to do damage to you as well. So you can't take that damage. And there's other things you can do too to like gain certain treasures from them. If you can cover up those treasures, you can claim them, things like that. So it was actually really cool. And I think we're going to partner up with them, but scheduling is going to work poorly because
You get all your stuff out of China yet?
no, but I'm guessing we'll have freight contracts here in the next couple of weeks for everything. So with with the prices coming down, we'll be able to load up nearly 3 containers worth of stuff, and then, or at least sign contracts for 3 containers and give them their money and give them their blood money and secure our spots, and then get our stuff on a ship and get it over here. So that'll be
Seems like
nice.
there's been a lot of have there been a lot of releases yet this year? I haven't really seen much.
I haven't seen anything. Like you kind of said, like how do you games just show up, right?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I'm
oh,
just showing up, but like those aren't
And-
from store games. Those are Kickstarter.
it was weird.
years ago.
For 2 or 3 years in a row on Kickstarter, right around now was when they were doing zine quest for RPGs. So people would be like, oh, it's like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
made this zine for whatever, and it's like they have a goal of like $500, and they get 300 people to give them $15 each, and they make their little RPG zine and they send it out. They didn't do it this year, and nobody can know. Of course, it's Kickstarter, so you can't figure out why they didn't do it.
Well, I think the
but-
person who ran it is not there anymore.
Yeah, it's combine that and the fact that the zines had the worst failure rate of like I read this, if somebody was like,
really?
because it's because it really was a hope, because it was a hope and a dream, right? I mean, it was like
printed on the printer, your home printer, you could print it.
but I mean it was like these people, and they were like, oh, I got $1,800 to make 300 copies of this zine, and then they were and then they were just like, I have to write all this stuff, and just like they were.
Oh, you mean actually like finish what you promised?
Yeah, and so I'm still waiting for several. I mean, it's just kind of like, but because it's easy
Well, I
too. It's like
forgot that I bought
$10
this,
plus $5 shipping. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Thunderstone Quest expansion came in, and it's as massive as the first box.
What?
Thunderstone Quest expansion.
Which one? What's the new expansion?
It's like the new one. It's the cooperative version.
Your cooperative version.
I'm drawing a blank on the name. I was hoping it was going to be Meeples and Monsters, but it saw AG in the box.
Oh, I backed Meeples and Monsters.
Yeah, so but I when I saw because I was complaining that I hadn't shipped yet. Enemies Among Us is it's called.
Oh, okay. Because I mean that'll be the third big box.
Yeah. I mean, now I've got
the second one.
huge boxes of Thunderstone Quest. Yeah, I forgot there was a second one.
Jesus, that's a lot of
Thunderstone Quest cards. It's like 50 pounds.
It's funny they were trying to, when we were doing the first one, they were like estimating, they had a white copy and they were estimating the shipping cost on it. And I said to them, I said, though it's going to be heavier than that, right? No, everything's in here, right? No, I know, but you have to add ink to all that stuff, and that adds weight. That's why they only paint the tail fins on a plane.
The Thunderstone Quest box were like the cheapest boxes I've ever seen. As soon as I opened it up, it immediately like fell apart. Like it wasn't glued. Like it was weird. It held together for the shipping, but when I opened it up, it just all collapsed. It was really strange. I mean, I don't know if it was like the glue or what.
I don't know. Yeah, John got a lot of flack on the card quality too when they first came out, and he was like, "I went with the most expensive cards that I could find."
Weird. They didn't really bother me.
No, me neither. But I mean, somebody's gonna complain about something.
Yeah.
I've
also, the new Aeon's End came in. It's massively huge, giant box.
I have reached a point where, excuse me, I could not. I don't have any patience anymore for like really not. I mean, hey, I'm annoyed about this game. I can deal with that. It's the people that like I used to be able to just slide by. I'd be like, okay, you're just upset about your game and you're having a moment here. Not anymore. I've gotten to the point now where it's like when I get those emails now of people like that are calling me a conniving cheat and stuff like that, and multiple curse words. I want to find where that person lives, and I want to go give them a necklace called my hand.
This is the interesting thing. I mean, and I'm not like faulting. I mean, I don't know how you solve this, but like if someone did something on BGG and sent you that threat, they'd be banned.
Well, yeah, but it's an email. How do I ban somebody on email?
But it's via Kickstarter, right?
No. They email
us via Kickstarter. It's just a general email, like not.
Well, no, and they can send us, and we can report it, but nothing ever happens to it. I mean, it's like
I know. I'm just saying.
I report this, and it's like yes, and then they type something up on their invisible typewriter, and because nobody cares.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's just
there's no consequences to being an asshole on email.
Well, there's literally no.
You can't refund them, right? You can't just say, "Here's your money back."
Well, I mean, because they ordered the game, we made it.
Right.
I mean, it's just like and those people aren't even asking for a refund. They just want to yell at you. And if you go in there and
how many of those you get a day? Like one or two?
Depends. Like we had to do an update a while back, and like I literally I was just like we worked on it, what we were going to say. Usually for most updates, if it's just something, hey, this is where we're at kind of thing, then I mean I just do it. But when it's something that I know is going to be, I write it up, Josh looks it over, makes his changes, he sends it to Shane. Shane usually rips up what we've come up with and sends it back, and we redo it all. And then until we get it to where we want to do, and then I post it. And like literally the last time I posted an update, I was like, and I was like, hey, I posted that. I'm not going to I'll just read the hate tomorrow is what I sent my text, because I wasn't going to stay up.
So it's interesting. Like, I used to think like, oh yeah, that's annoying, but it comes with the territory, man. That's why we don't use crowdfunding shit. Like you're just subjecting yourself to that.
I know. I mean, it's just
part of the job.
But I'm just kind of I'm just over it. I'm just like I'm just kind of like, yeah, you it was like one of these things. Well, no, it's like people that say I don't like the look of that component. Okay. And then they'll say something like, oh, well, I thought it would be more like this. And then, and I tried the first time I tried to be understanding. It's like, I'm sorry you don't appreciate how that looks or whatever. But it's just like,
Thanks for the feedback.
yeah. And then this guy just kept on me, another email, and he's like, blah, blah, blah. This is tantamount to fraud, what you've done. And I was just like, okay. And I responded, it's like, one, you expected X for this to be, and it wasn't X, but we never told you it would be X. So I can't be held liable for your expectation. And I said, I'm not trying to be dismissive to you, but we are giving you what we're giving you. And, just other than that, I don't know what else you want to do. And then the guy sent me a 20-line streaming, like, about this is why board game companies suck and whatever. And I was just like,
oh, it's nice of you to read it.
Well, I guess it was nice of me to read that. I just it's just kind of like,
I just forwarded to Matthew.
Poor Matthew.
And I say, I
Really,
just say,
poor Matthew.
I just say,
But I
thank
have
you.
to. Here's the thing: I can't get myself in the
you.
mindset of reading all the negativity because it really bums me out. I've already told you guys about this.
Yeah.
I stopped.
I don't blame you.
If it's on a forum, I'll just go away. I just navigate away.
I guess I should really stop fucking.
There's some rough ones that got put. I sort of got sucked into one recently, and I'm like, why did I do it?
Sorry, Scott.
I always like beat my why did I do it? Sucks, but it's business run.
They're all horrible. And I shouldn't say they're all horrible. They aren't all horrible. But what they
Silent
what they
majority.
are is
Yeah,
that
no.
there's this small number of people that just, I don't know. I mean, and I try to put myself in their shoes. I try to put myself in their shoes all the time. I try to say, why are they this upset? Why are they this annoyed, about these things?
I always say if they weren't complaining and they're not if they're not complaining, it doesn't matter. And then that's a real problem.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Then you got a different problem.
I mean, and
Which is
plus,
worse, in my opinion.
I work for a company where sarcasm and cynicism is the standard, right? It's just kind of
Sure.
like,
Yeah.
and
get
like
it.
today, Shane called me up and he was like, yeah, so we got to figure this thing out. And I was like, cool, let's figure it out. So I was on the phone with him for like 25 minutes while we hammered away at this problem. And he's like, okay, that should work. And I was like, cool. And he's like, well, have a rotten day. Just like-
I'm so lucky I didn't work in the video game industry when internet was around. I mean, it was around, but it really wasn't around, if you know what I mean. Like, it was early days. So you never saw anything about, I never read. Who read forums in the 90s?
I read forums in the 90s all the time.
Did you? I didn't read anything.
I didn't.
Well, I read a lot of RPG forums. I'll say that.
In the 90s?
Yeah.
1990s.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, like the tail end of the 90s. I mean, like
I just don't know many forum sites that were around back then.
it was rec
2000s
dot.
maybe.
It was rec dot.
Oh, well, that's different. Yeah.
That, I mean, so then I read all that.
That took effort to read. It wasn't like a website.
No. But
Yeah,
I mean, like in the
program.
early 2000s are when all of the different like people that were publishing RPG content had their own message boards, right? And that was something there was a few that I just almost lived on. Like reading everything I possibly could, sharing my thoughts, talking about different games, things like that. So yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that got me real down was the first Penny Arcade comic.
Because they made fun of your thing, right?
They made fun of Sun. First comic ever they made.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
But whatever.
Did you ever meet him?
I have not.
Did you ever tell him?
I did not.
I bet they get a kick out of that.
People out of the company worship them, and I'm like, I don't want to go down that line. One guy I work with, the guy who owns Flickr, is that the name of that website? Flickr. The Yahoo. What was the Yahoo photo sharing site?
Flickr, I think.
Flickr. Yeah. Okay. I'm like, it sounded wrong when it came out of my mouth. Like, who has anybody been on Flickr in the past decade? Anyway, one of my coworkers bought the company. That's how well he did really well out of video games. And he has a full blown up size copy of that comic book in his office. So let me see if I can find a picture of it. How crazy is it that he bought Flickr? Remember how big Flickr was?
don't.
Not really.
Didn't you guys use Flickr?
I
Not
did.
really.
Everybody used Flickr.
Not everybody. I never heard of the damn thing,
Come on.
I had heard of it, but I never used it.
Yeah, I heard of it, never used it.
I think I may have heard of it, but
Really? Man, I thought everybody was on that. God, I want to find a picture of that thing in his office. Oh well. Well, he created what's his company? Maybe you know this one. Smug Mug. You know Smug Mug?
Now you're just making stuff up.
You guys don't know Smug Mug? Okay, never mind.
Nope.
Yeah, you just. All I know is like GeoCities, which I used to make fun of you.
GeoCities what?
I just use GeoCities to make fun of you every once in a while. So you know.
GeoCities out of business.
I know, but that's like because you made your comment the other day. VGG has existed for X number of years, and I say,
Yeah, 22.
and so then I cracked wise, and I said, I said, oh, longer than GeoCities. Well done.
Yeah. I'm proud of that.
as you should be, Scott. Fuck lanes.
Hell yeah.
Well, no.
I was more on the proud than the fuck lads part, but all
I'm
right.
I'm a nice guy. You don't. You shouldn't be like that to me.
Hey, we just heard how nice you are.
I am surprisingly nice and kind. I only get upset when people are that definitely need to be put in their place.
Really? I'm the opposite of that. I get real quiet. That's when you
We
know.
have Lance after hours tonight. It's all dark and mysterious.
You know, if I could, I would absolutely, if I could. I've often said, you know, besides being financially like able to just do whatever I wanted, like if I was at a spot where I could do that, I would love to like be able to just speak on whatever I wanted to when it comes, especially, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I'd speak on whatever I wanted to, like that has no bearing whatsoever on anything that I'm not informed on at all, right? That I don't know anything about. I mean, I know what I know, but I don't know anything about, you know, socioeconomic theory and things like that. I can pontificate why I can, you know, throw shit out of my ass about what I think it is, but I mean, it's not based on anything. It's not based on any sort of expertise, but like the board game industry and the people in it and everything like that, I would love to be able to just, you know, like when I want to grind my gears, I'd love to be able to just cut open a vein and let it bleed and let people know. But you know, decorum and my career say that I can't.
The only thing holding you back?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So one day I'll if I still got a couple of marbles rolling around in my brain and
You'll
I'm
unleash.
retired, I'll unleash. And
I
if
can't wait for that, Lance.
if I remember anything about it. If I
Back
remember
in odd 40.
Yeah. And all 5 people still alive will watch it.
maybe I'll be like Tim Kask, one of the original like D&D people. Tim Kask has a YouTube channel called The Curmudgeon in the Dungeon, and like he is just old, and I don't give a fuck who I piss off or what I do, and he just lets loose and he tells people exactly what he thinks. And so if you are a old school D&D person, strongly suggest just tuning into a curmudgeon in the dungeon episode where it's just him. Like, I'm going to start up my web camera and I'm going to talk about the things that are pissing me off now. And you'll just go. And it isn't like, oh, I'm some weird neo-Nazi racist guy. No, he is liberal. He is very open-minded, and he calls people out for being, peckerheads and things.
Who is this? Tim who?
Tim Kask, Kask, and he is one of the he was making games with Gygax and Arneson. He is old school, and yeah. So that's and he doesn't have a huge following, but he has a devoted following, and they tune in to listen to him. Definitely say what's been bothering them, that sort of thing. But anyway.
All right, kids, I'm gonna take off.
Right.
Yeah, it's about time you left.
Damn Canadians.
Yeah.
Now can really talk.
Go eat some of your all dressed chips and your
Poutine.
Yeah, your poutine. And yeah.
So
Eric, go ahead.
Just before I go, they enacted the Emergencies Act yesterday.
I was going to ask you about that actually, but yeah, we never got around to it.
So quickly, Trudeau, my buddy Trudeau, who
Al.
What's that?
Al.
Yeah. Well, I was in gymnastics with him when I was 12.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
But anyways, he enacted this thing that hasn't been, it was in the 80s it was created and hasn't been used yet.
Didn't his dad use it or something like that?
Well, his dad used something like it, but it was a different thing during the FLQ crisis. But
what's FLQ?
Fédération Libération Québec. So it's like I don't know.
Okay. Moving on. No worries.
Somebody was kidnapped, and it was basically just a political dissident group kind of thing. Anyways, he enacted enacted the Emergencies Act to enable allow the police and whoever in the government to use more tools. So now any truck driver, their commercial driver's license is at risk. Any kids that are there that people have brought to the protest downtown, if you bring your kids, you're up for possibly up to a $5,000 fine or 5 years in jail. Even though there are bouncy castles down there.
And
there shouldn't be bouncy castles.
Kids want to go to bouncy castles and they can't go to bouncy castles.
Adults want to do the bouncy castles.
There shouldn't be bouncy castles there in the first place. Anyway, so
why? You gotta keep the kids busy.
Why? Why shouldn't there be bouncy castles?
Anyways, all of these things.
Oh, he just scoots past. Okay, I get it. I see.
All these things is trying to make it more severe punishment for these occupationists, these occupiers. So I'm hoping that we get our city back pretty soon.
Oh, is it still actually happening? I thought it was.
Oh yeah, there's like 360 semis downtown.
Oh, still.
That's all.
Seems like a weak response, though. I mean, like,
our police chief just resigned yesterday.
Because
he
resigned because he was going to get fired otherwise.
Well, possibly. People were saying that he wasn't doing enough. And
now, have you seen an uptick in business because of this?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Well,
why would a graphic designer?
It has been busier, but I mean, the shop's not busier.
Oh yeah, I meant the shop, not the graphic.
No, the shop's no. No, I mean, Valentine's was good, but it's still, not hugely, no, because we're in the West End, so we're away from it all. But at least they're not honking anymore, and yeah, it's stupid. It's fucking retarded. It really is. It's yeah. I don't even know what to say anymore. But On to greener pastures, hopefully soon.
How long has this been, Matt?
This weekend will be its 4th weekend.
I've been on longer. You might have, yeah, but it wasn't like this. Like I said, I've been in the union. It was
Did
different.
the border get opened up? I know that was a big.
Yeah, the Ambassador Bridge in Windsor. Yeah, it's everything's flowing, and it's just Ottawa.
thing they care about now.
Yeah, it's just Parliament.
I heard the pillow guy got stopped at the border. They wouldn't let him in.
Really?
My pillow guy.
He was delivering like 1,000 pillows with Bibles in them or something. I can't.
Oh my goodness.
Good for him. Trying to be nice to people.
Yeah.
My pillar.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, hopefully it ends soon.
Yeah, thanks. Hope so too. Well, have a good night, fellas.
So weird to like
Good night, Chief.
your whole career and family and at risk for. Kind of
I know. And it's the
And
mob
somebody's got-
mentality that they're like, you
They're
know,
polio vaccine.
they dig in deeper. It's this mob mentality that like, I don't understand how people can deny the possible consequences.
It's the rhetoric they're being fed.
It's exactly. And then when they get levied and they lose their license or they're insured, or they can't get insured or whatever it is, then what? You know,
Dole.
Yeah.
You guys have a dole? Do you have the dole?
what's that?
Social services, like if you don't have a job, you get money.
Oh yeah.
stipend.
It's just, yeah, something like that, but
Basic. What do you call
basic
it?
income.
Basic income. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing we don't have here.
No.
We don't have a basic income for everybody. No, I mean, like there is
But if you-
there's welfare.
Is your job? Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm
EI,
surprised.
yeah.
You know the word dole.
I doubt they
Pineapple?
qualify for EI though.
What's that?
Employment insurance.
Oh,
I doubt they qualify because if they acted stupidly like that, the government would say, "No, sorry,
you're fired for cause or something." I probably don't.
Yeah, and this would be cause.
Yeah,
From what I understand, this is a minority of the union, the Teamsters, right?
Oh, it's like yeah, it's 90% of the people are vaccinated, and this is probably like 5% of if that.
No, I mean the protest. This isn't the locals behind it. This is a minority of the locals, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
the thing is, there are so many other people that have latched onto this thing that have nothing to do with any of the original
Yeah,
stuff.
you even have
I heard it
senators
was spreading in
from
like
Tennessee
Australia and
or
all that.
whatever. I think he's from Tennessee.
Yeah.
On your side,
Ugh.
I forget his name.
Well, the biggest donation for that thing for the Give Send Go was like 250 grand from somebody in the States.
Really?
What's that? I wonder who gave that.
Don't know. Anyways,
Oh, good luck.
have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.
Adios,
Okay,
my
man.
brother.
Adios.
And take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Rand Paul. That's Kentucky, by the way.
Yes, Kentucky. Nice.
Kentucky roads
Barry,
keep on
Arab-
shining.
What was that, Scott?
I said, "How's it going, Barry?"
Not good. I've been here an hour and a half, but
Oh, it's not there.
I see
you
what you
fall
did
for it
there.
every time, Barry.
I know. That's why I thought I'd be quiet this time. Hold my tongue.
Are you going to go to Cannes?
No.
No.
It was planned. I was going to be working for Sirenscape.
It's still on, right?
It's still on, yeah. So, but
Yeah, I don't think we're going to go.
No.
yeah, I saw that you got a stand there, so I was thinking, oh, I'll have to ask Scott about that.
Is there a stand on the list?
On the website, yeah, on the CAN website, yeah.
Probably should
Says
tell them.
BGG is going to be there, so
It does?
yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't think we're going to. We should tell them.
Yeah, but yeah, it's still going ahead. A couple of weeks ago, there was a possibility it was going to be cancelled, but the way that everything's going at the moment, the numbers are going
They had
down.
the Super Bowl, 75,000 people in
Yeah,
closed area.
yeah,
So probably be fine.
yeah. I think it's just turned into the common flu now. So
If you're vaccinated.
If you're vaccinated.
Insurance can still be bad for you if you're not.
All right. Didn't know that.
How you been, Barry?
Going by quick.
What's new? What's exciting?
Not much. Apart from getting old and
Still working in the vineyard?
no, I haven't been in the vineyard since 2017.
Okay. That's been
Yeah.
some.
You got injured or something, right?
Yeah, the repetitive stress syndrome
Yeah.
in your arm where you're
You
either
bend over to you
cutting
bend
stuff
over,
in.
right?
Hmm?
Where you're snipping and
Yeah,
bending, right?
you're snipping and you're always manipulating something.
We call it
you're-
carpal tunnel or
yeah.
tennis elbow in the
Well, it's tennis elbow basically.
Yeah.
So it's epicondylite and an epitrochleidite. I don't know if it's the same in English. I can't remember if it's the same in English anymore. But yeah, my arm was
Sounded like you
basically
said carpal tunnel in French.
carpal tunnel is in the wrist.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then
and this is.
But I think it goes all the way through your arm, doesn't it?
It can.
It
yeah.
can do. Yeah,
Okay.
it can go all the way up to your shoulder and your neck.
Yeah.
And
I've
if it
had
goes
it
up to your
snipped
shoulder
in my
and your neck, that's the
elbows.
worst.
I've been having a stupid stress in my back of my neck.
Get it checked out, Scott. That's how this started with my neck.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I took
I've
some
got
Get it checked out. MRI.
falling apart. The eyesight's going.
I'm serious.
having-
That's it. I could have probably prevented this next shit. I just didn't think nothing of it. Yeah. I thought it was just an ache. Yeah. But
Yeah.
they said this was going on for years.
Yeah.
Playing any games lately?
He doesn't play games anymore.
He doesn't play games.
No, over the Christmas period, it's been, family and friends. So it's been catching up and talking and stuff. But hopefully in a couple of weeks' time, the weekends will start turn back into gaming weekends. I've got a friend who's got a game coming out on Kickstarter soon. So he'll probably be over from Paris, visiting his family here, and we'll
What's
be
the
playing.
game? Give him some pub, man.
It's Legend. I can't think what it's called. It's coming by the Boîte de Jeu. They've got the rights to it. The people that did Outlive and It's a Wonderful Life and
Yes. I got my new It's a Wonderful Kingdom
yeah.
delivered last week.
Let me just check on.
I didn't know that was a two-player.
I can't think.
It's a
what
3-player?
called.
Two. I didn't I don't really pay attention to the Kickstarters that much, but it didn't look like a two-player game when I backed it. Because I thought, it's another type of It's a Wonderful Life or whatever.
That's what I thought.
And it's-
Malhaya, Land of Legends, which is coming out in March.
Like, is it already funded or it's coming out to be?
Coming out.
It's the Kickstarter starts
Project
in March.
launches. Man, there's gonna be
Yeah.
some Kickstarters this year.
Yeah. Because it was at the last can that we were at, and I was working for BGG. There was the stand opposite us.
Yeah.
And they were demoing this game all week, and it wasn't until the last day that they came over to the booth and did a spotlight on their game.
Did we record one?
Yeah, we recorded one.
Okay.
And one of the guys is a film director, composer who was helping out his friends
Cool.
to explain the game. And the other guy I got talking to, I was like, because I'm interested in sound, because this composer was going to do a soundtrack for this game. And so I was interested, and I wanted to talk to him about, the future of board gaming and soundtracks. And he said, yeah, no problems. We'll have a meeting sometime. So I gave him my card, and he looked at my card and he goes, I know your address. And I'm like, what? Yeah, I know this village. I used to live there. And so I said, okay, where did you live? And he said, I live in Villers, which is the birthplace of champagne. I said, that's my wife comes from there as well. She goes, what's your wife's name? And I told him, and that was it. He was like, I know your wife. So
you son of a bitch.
yeah.
Get my gun.
So yeah, it was incredible. And so he's been a regular here. When he's not working in Paris, he comes down and visits his family for the weekend. Then his brother and his sons come over, and we all play shitloads of games on a Sunday. So yeah. I have good memories
that
of the
game that came out at Cannes. I think you did the demo for it. It was a like a murder mystery game with a paragraph book that was not in
Yes.
English at the time. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
What was that?
it was on the boat, wasn't it?
Yeah. Seemed pretty interesting. I don't know if it ever came out to the States.
No, I don't know. I don't think there
Gosh,
was
I'm gonna
much
have to go look
interest
at the
in
Board Game Geek Express channel.
Yeah.
Remember
Ooh.
Second YouTube channel.
Yeah, but I've seen that game out. If it's the one on the boat, the ship, I've seen that game here many, many years over at the festivals in France.
We got 5,000 subscribers.
What are you gonna do with that now, Scott? That you're not
I don't know. Nothing.
nothing. Let it die.
Let it die a slow, lingering death.
I mean,
Live
it's
off the
growing.
residuals.
What'd you say, Scott? It's growing.
It's grown.
Hmm.
I don't remember that game.
Murder.
It's interesting. It's like a little snapshot of time here. When we did games videos. You know how many people complained about us not doing videos last year?
How many?
0.
Really?
I didn't see any.
Oh, there might have been.
Is it Midnight Murder on the Sea?
Yeah. But in French.
Yeah, it was in French, which was Minuit Merde en Mer. It's a mouthful at this time in the morning with only one coffee.
Doesn't sound like real words, but I'll believe it.
Yeah. Oh, make
Because
up.
I said them. Nothing I say is real words. I love you, Lance. There you go. It's not real words.
I love you, brother. I
Just-
miss you.
Oh, that's very sweet of you.
Oh yeah.
One day I'll come back to good old
Yeah,
Fargo.
you gotta
and,
come back to the States.
yeah, one day when everyone's a bit more level-headed.
It's funny, the repost production game
Level-headed.
video.
That's what you're going with. Level-headed.
God, I don't think any of these games came out in the States. I
No,
don't recognize any of them.
and again, the states they change their names a lot as well.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a few games which are like, what the fuck is that called? But it makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah, because you got weird words over there.
Oh, of course we have.
Did Steam Watchers come out?
Yep.
Yeah,
Remember that one?
that was Mythic. Is it out?
Oh no, I'm thinking of a different game. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think it's came out. Genesia, did that come out?
In France, yeah, probably.
Yeah, there's so many clever games. I can't find it.
Yeah.
And by clever, you mean
Clever.
Good. Interesting.
Interesting mechanics.
Get over
Catch
the
the
bag,
King. Did
Jack.
that come out? I mean, it's so crazy how many there are.
Yeah, I think after that can though, everything just came to a roadblock, didn't it? Mm.
for me, I'm just always crazy just how many games are out there.
You remember the guys wearing the gold masks or the gold body paint or whatever they,
Yeah, kind of.
and they were throwing gold glitter everywhere.
What?
Here's a blast. Here's a blast from the past. Remember when you went to Gen Con and everything was Orbis Mugne or Regni or whatever?
Oh
that
my
game?
gosh! For 2 straight years, they ran out the bags.
Ortus Regni. The
Or
card
just
game.
Regni.
That nobody, I don't know anybody who played the game.
Me.
Barry
was-
did. I was gonna say Barry did a review on it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I did. Good game. It's a good game. It's an interesting game. Very, very, it's an abstract card game where the art basically told you what the power was, and you basically kind of I'm trying to remember. It's kind of very much like Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. I played this, yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't write any of the rules on the cards.
No.
Yeah. And that was
Makes it
the
really
great bit. After a while, you do pick it up. I mean,
Yeah.
second, third game, it was like you knew that this was somewhat a prince that you could either make into a king if the king died, or you could use to support your troops out in the field. But yeah, it's like a nice kind of chess game, but with cards.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what my impression was, chess.
Yeah.
The one I played also had a cloth something or other. What the hell?
I highly doubt they made their money back in any way, shape, or form off paying for those bags 2 straight years and all that promotion.
No, I doubt it.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
it was
That was a work of heart.
It was just so surprising though to see them the second year in a row they still sponsored the bags, and then I don't think anybody sponsored bags since then.
Did that Robespierre game come out? Do you guys remember that?
No, I don't.
Which one?
Robespierre, the French Revolution game. It was
Oh, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
like I guess it did come out. Oh no, there's only like one picture on BGG. I'm guessing it didn't come out.
Didn't come out.
Update online rules? Question mark? Nothing. 0. Oh, this is so depressing.
Board Game Geek, where games go to die.
Oh, that ain't right. That was low.
No, I mean, it literally. It's just so,
I mean,
no,
it's
that's not a
it's-
shot at
it's-
Scott.
it's-
There's
no,
literally so many games that have died on the vine, and they're just
yeah, they
there.
just don't ever come out, but they have their Board Game Geek entry, right?
Yeah, I see those all the time. I mean, not like on the front page or anything, but just because I'm looking at Kickstarters.
Barry, you did the preview of the Seven Citadel.
Did I?
Oh no, it was Rodney.
Yeah. I did the soundtrack for the Seven Citadel.
Is that any? Do you know anything about it?
I don't know. I still don't know much about it. I just know that it's what do you want to know?
Oh, I just
paycheck.
curious, like when's it coming?
All I know is that it's a falling forward story. So it's
Oh, I like Falling Forwards.
yeah. So it's unlike the Seventh Continent, where when you're dead, you're dead. If you fail at a mission or something, that the consequences will go into the next chapter of the story, and so eventually you'll finish the story as a team. But the ending will be slightly different, obviously, depending if you successfully built well in the Seventh Citadel or not. So, but apart from that, I don't know nothing. I'm still waiting to have a meeting. I've created like about 2 hours worth of music for them, and I'm just waiting for feedback to say, okay, this is good, this is not good, this goes in this area, this doesn't go in that area, but you could probably, so.
It says we have a video about Soul. It's called Soul Readers, but I think it's supposed to be Soul Raiders, which is still not out yet either.
Have you stopped backing Kickstarter, Scott? Because I haven't had like those days where it's like 15 emails saying Scott has just backed this.
I turned all that off.
All right.
Legit.
I
So
thought
here's
you
the
lost
thing.
your love.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I mean, it just feels weird. Like I'm sort of like, I mean, I had like over 2,000 friends on Kickstarter, so every time I bought something, it was sending out 2,000 emails. Like I'm like, I'd rather get paid for my influence
Yeah.
than giving it away for free.
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, do you think here's the question, and believe me, my head could be huge for this.
It is.
It is huge. There. Do you think my purchasing a game would have made anyone else purchase a game if they saw my email?
Yeah, actually, I do.
At least one.
I think they would. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think at
I
least
do.
get them to check it out. Get people.
So
to
I'm like,
explore.
I want to get paid for that
Oh.
on the website that I run. I mean, I was like, whatever. I had like 2,000 friends on there. It was crazy.
Well, why don't you do a segment where you just spotlight the games you do
Yeah.
Kickstart? Why?
Do a video.
When?
I don't have that gift.
Give it to someone else.
I don't have Lance's
What
gift. Gift
what
of
is it?
gab.
Steve Martin said it.
I could talk for like a
Luckily,
minute.
I've been there. I've been
Best
there when you've
substitute.
talked to me for like ever about stuff. So that's not true.
The best
It might be a
substitute for
comfort
excellence
thing
is
for you.
persistence, Scott.
No, I wouldn't be able to do it by myself.
No, you need a team. I was going to say
I
to
would
you,
have to do it with another person,
have you?
I like
doubt
it
if
when
you-
I do it with another person.
but I don't want to do it.
I doubt if you've
Oh, there
seen
you
it, but Trick Track are doing a new kind of like TV show spot thing where
I
they
saw that.
talk. Yeah, it's
in
really
French,
good.
though.
It's in French.
Yeah,
So
wish it
why
was
don't
in
you
English.
copy the format? Copy
I
the
have no
format.
idea what they're
put it on
saying.
BGG. Yeah, but
Guess I could do an auto translate and see what they do. I don't want to copy anything. I mean,
it's good. It's good. I think it's entertaining as well. It's
out the board game
educational.
industry has no future.
No.
No.
Not even if you like get Eric Lang on for an episode and then you get another famous
I mean, I hate to say
American.
it. We ran video. We do it. I mean, the interviews and stuff we did, and like nobody cares.
Yeah, but you got to make it entertaining and
It's hard.
interesting and have
Nobody
comedians.
cares.
I'm not
Nobody
that.
cares.
Now here's the thing. I mean, if Grant wants to come on and do something like that, I would totally do it with him. But
If it was Grant.
but he's funny. He's fun. He's funny.
No, I
Right.
think what Lance is
But it's a
saying
lot
is
of
why
work.
not me?
No, if your precious Grant would do it, well then yes.
You know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Does he?
But you know what I'm saying too. I mean,
Here's the thing. There's very few people that can do it.
Yeah.
And people care.
Yeah. It's true.
I'm sort of throwing in the towel. We do our thing. We do our game night. We do our videos for the games. We do what do you call it? In focuses. We do how to plays and we do game night.
What about getting like a couple of podcasters like oh god, that's funny. I see their faces and I forgot their name. But you know, get a good pair of like the Dukes of Dice or Marty, Ron Dyson taking names and getting them to do
Does
videos
Dukes of
for
Dice still
BGG.
do a podcast? I honestly
It's
have no
hard
idea.
to work with people.
Yeah.
Is it? How do you mean,
I
Scott?
feel like it's really hard to work with people.
So if you set up a contract and you say, right, this is what I want, can you
I'm
do
terrible
it?
at that. I'm terrible at all that. I'm
And
just
get
the
someone
worst.
else to do it.
Well,
Yeah.
we're doing what we're doing. We got the Brothers Smurf. They do top tens, and they do. Yeah, I forgot we have top tens. We have top
Yeah,
tens.
that's it.
We have Eric Martin's Fun and Games. We have Game Night. We have How to Plays and In Focuses. That's 5 different products we have.
And
Yeah.
Evan's rules reading.
Evans, hello, and
Evan's pitch
welcome
video.
to another Evans Rules reading.
Evan's rules reading. Welcome.
Well,
Tonight
would-
I will read for you the
Pandemic.
greatest game I've ever read.
Hard to
this
get
evening.
people on Game Night because pandemic and stuff.
Yeah.
Settle in. This will
Hopefully
be
we
boring.
get through that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a challenge. Believe me. I wish I had your. Now, a couple of years ago, I had this drive to get more video made, but
Yeah.
kind of beaten out of me now.
Oh.
I mean, the pandemic has set us back for sure.
Yeah.
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 I had we had a it's interesting. Like I found my notes from our retreat that we had in January of 2020. Sad.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this.
Oh my god, you don't even know.
It's gonna be
It was
awesome.
like 30 pages. I threw it away.
Next year it'll be
You
a
threw it
reboot
away?
year.
You
Yeah.
actually had it written out on a piece of paper.
I
You
did.
didn't have it digitally.
You didn't flush it down the toilet.
It's all pointless now.
Wipe your ass on it first. And then
Wipe
throw it
your
away.
ass on it.
Was
Yeah, I
it all
mean,
time? Was it
super
all time
depressing.
sensitive?
I was pretty gung ho after that
Yeah.
after that meeting.
Sorry, man. That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we made it through.
Yeah. Right.
We have BGD Con in May. It's
Yeah.
back on. BGD Con in November. We have a cruise in July.
I forgot about the cruise.
Busy here.
That's 3.
We're going to Gen Con. Doing hot games.
And maybe that
Yeah.
will motivate you.
Woo! Maybe.
Put the air back in your sails. Wind back in your sails. Air back in
Well,
your
we got a
balloon.
lot to do.
Air back in your
We're
window.
launching a new geek market.
Yeah, you were mentioning that.
We've invited 2, 3, 4, 5, probably about 5 or 6, 7,000 people
Wow.
into it now. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Now,
The
We're
geek market.
the new geek market. It's very
Cool.
like efficient
Yeah.
compared to the old one. Yeah.
Well, good. That's good,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Yeah, I
good.
mean, we're busy.
What he said.
We're just not making videos.
Scott, I did have a question about the cruise.
Yeah, old videos. So yeah.
Have you been on Carnival when you went to Cosmo?
I don't get on it.
I went on Carnival for my honeymoon, but I haven't been on since. We go Royal. We're
Royal?
Yeah, everything's Royal.
We went. I'm curious. She's got a balcony room. I'm curious how much like table space do you have?
In a balcony?
Yeah. Is it like a normal hotel? Like you got a work desk type deal, or
Is it a suite?
she said there's a couch in it, so I'm assuming, yeah.
You probably have a coffee table in.
Okay. I got enough room.
You won't have a dinner table, probably.
Okay. I got enough room for probably like a ticket to ride size box that I could pack with games. So I'm trying to figure out
You
the
can bring
size.
the thing is there's tables all over the cruise.
Yeah.
I mean,
So you've got a ticket to ride?
No, I'm saying I could. Yeah, I do actually, but I'm
You-
saying
a
I
lot
could
of-
fit-
a lot of- I'm pretty sure
Besides-
the Carbonal also has a card room, which is just tables and a library of game.
Right.
The only games you're going to find in there are chess and checkers and Monopoly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My baby don't care.
No,
My baby don't care.
some people are working with her going, and then like I said, I got enough room for like when I go to a con, I usually pack games inside of one box, different games, you know. So I got enough room for like a ticket to ride size box.
Yeah, you can bring some games.
I just didn't know how much room I'd have to.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't know if the pandemic might have changed things though. I don't know. I don't know what it's like pandemic cruising yet. We'll find out.
I'm gonna find out next week. I
saw pictures of the Dice Tower. They looked like they had their typical room. We have the conference room on ours that we do on Royal. It's like a mini ballroom, but I mean with low ceilings, it's not big.
Oh, and did you need bug spray down there? Mosquitoes? Were they
Yes.
bad at the port? Okay, I'll pick some up.
And you need
Me and Jen weren't sure.
suntan spray.
Yeah, we bought that reef sensitive.
I would
stuff.
also. Where are you going?
Cosmo.
Yeah, get a hat too.
The
It's
hat
hot. It's hot. Well, you're going when you leaving soon.
next week.
Oh, it won't be, well, it will be hot, but it won't be.
It's
as
going to
hot
be in
as-
the 80s. At the
Well, then you should get a hat too.
Yeah. All right.
I bought a hat in Cozumel. So dumb. One of those like fisherman hats, you know.
Yeah. I
I
got
was
one
like,
in the
the
car.
sun is so intense. I got to get it off me.
Do I
Always
need
have
to
to wear a
convert
hat.
to pesos, or is that just we're not really doing anything? Okay, I wasn't sure. Yeah, actually, I'm just finishing.
Whatever the price they offer you is not the price. By the way, if you buy
Yeah.
any buy any of the trinkets or anything,
Yeah.
just as soon as the price, if they don't want to go any lower, say here's my price. If they don't go, just walk away. They'll come get you.
Oh, that's on Jen.
BGG shop.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, I bought a sugar skull. The guy's like $100, and I'm like, no, thank you. 50? No. I got a $20 bill, and that's probably too much. He's like, and I walked away. I go, all I have is a 20, and I walked away, and he came back after me. He got it. I'm like, yeah, I think
that shopping shit's on Jen. Barry don't do that.
Probably
Yeah.
$10 maybe 5, because they're really. I mean, have you seen them? They're like just like cheap plaster.
Yeah.
things, painted.
Oh, Barry, I
Although
had a
the
question.
blankets are nice. Get a blanket.
The
Get a
blanket.
blanket. Yeah.
I'll tell. I don't know if we're stopping in that town or not. She's booked an
Well, you're-
excursion. I just
Cozumel.
don't remember what the hell it is.
Cozumel's
Yeah.
in town. There's a shop off the port.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if we're going into that. Like, I know we'll be into that port section, but I don't know if we're actually going in the town. I forget the name.
It's
of the
literally
town.
right off the boat.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh no, we're in that other port.
Oh, you're
From Carnival.
Oh.
It's what the hell do they call it? Port Maya or I forget what it is.
Okay. I mean, dude, everything got something. Every port has something.
Right back.
Well, have a good trip.
We'll see.
Where are you sailing out of?
Miami.
Miami. Okay. Flying?
Yeah, we're flying in Monday night, getting on the cruise Monday afternoon. She got this through work. It was her bonus basically.
Really?
An all expense paid cruise for the
She
two
went
of
to
us.
cash?
No, they gave her the cruise. I guess, yeah. I think she figured it out to be about $900.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Taxed? I'd be like, give me the cash.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I doubt they get into cash. They probably got a deal off of Carnival or something. Yeah. But like, she's like, you want to go to Mexico? I was like, I never thought about it. I don't.
I don't think Cozumel is really. I mean, it's in Mexico.
It's an island off of Mexico, from what I understand.
It's not. Yeah, it's in the Yucatan Peninsula.
Because I wanted to see.
It's a tourist trap.
Yeah, that's. I've been looking on YouTube. I wanted to see the Mexican, the Mayan ruins, but
ruins. Yeah, the ruins of Tulum or the Chichen Itza.
Chichen Itza.
That's an all-day trip.
That's what we were saying.
Because it's you have to.
That's what I was looking at.
Take a boat and a bus for like 6 hours.
Dude, seeing Chichen Itza is so rad.
But I don't have a passport, so I can't go to the mainland anyway. I had to stay in Cozumel.
You can't even get off the boat. You can't even get off the ship.
I can get off the ship. I just can't go off of Cozumel, the island.
Oh, okay.
I
gotta get my passport renewed
with a birth certificate, and I let mine lapse.
Yeah,
probably in 2001 or something. I just never got it back.
I find that funny, Barry, that you want to go to a place where you need a passport. And America is like a really, really massive state, and there's millions of things you can visit in America.
Barry, Jen got this for free, or I would never even conceive of going. The only place I ever wanted to go outside the country was Ireland and maybe parts of Canada. Yeah.
Have you been on a cruise, Barry?
No, this will be my first.
You both first? Okay. It's fun.
Yeah.
Now if you don't like drinking, and if you don't like gambling, and you don't like sitting in the sun, you don't like the pool, there's nothing to do.
Yeah, well, that's me. I don't like the beach. I don't like.
But the board game cruise, I play games all day. I mean, and all night, and then you eat.
That's awesome.
And you play games.
Oh,
Joe was telling me they have
punish those buffets.
They have a comedy bar and shows and shit.
The food on Royal is pretty good. The main dining room. Do the main dining room. Like, you're gonna get assigned to a table. Try to get a table for two, unless you want to talk to people. Because they put you with other people, right?
Yeah,
Although I don't know about Carnival. I mean,
other people.
Just in case you're out swinging for the.
On our cruise on the honeymoon, we got paired up with a couple of Russians from Chicago. That was an entertaining trip. I mean, they were an interesting couple.
I bet.
Hard to talk to the first day because we're sitting there like just looking at each other.
Yeah.
What's going on? How's it going? Where are you from? Okay, Chicago. Are you Russian? Yes. Oh,
yes.
The first thing Jen said.
We became friends with them by the end of the trip.
Yeah. There you go. You've had a good memory out of it.
Have you contacted them?
I'll never forget. No. We didn't.
I guess they're not really good friends.
Exchange any information.
Yeah,
whatever. I'm not gonna make a promise.
You have a souvenir in your head now. That's the thing.
I can kind of still remember them.
Yeah.
I can kind of still.
I mean, it was
a more endearing.
2004. Can you remember a couple you saw for 5 days? 2004.
Yeah.
Can you?
Nope.
I talked to him yesterday. You know why? Because I care.
Only since whatever.
Well, Hugh Hefner can't remember. Well, anyway,
he's dead, ain't he?
He can't remember anything. He's dead.
I didn't even know he had a British accent.
No, did he?
Or did he?
It's your plush bathrobe that's getting me.
Is it? All right. You're calling me.
Yeah.
Sorry, he looks nothing like you.
Are you a French citizen?
I am now.
Oh, cool. Is that recent?
Yeah, very recent.
Okay.
Because of the Brexit shit. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you want to be a Euro?
Yeah. Well,
you're Euro citizen, EU citizen.
Didn't have a choice, right? You'd have to go back to Europe or England. How would that work?
Sorry, I missed the question.
If you didn't become a citizen, how would that work? Would they deport you to Europe?
I haven't got a clue. I presume I'd lose a lot of rights and probably have to, go back and live with my mum.
She'd love that.
Oh yeah, she would. Oh my god.
My baby, come back and see me.
Yeah, that's such a weird thing that okay, tomorrow you're kicked out of the country.
Yeah.
What happens every day here?
Yeah, but the thing is that happened to my dad.
Oh,
did it?
quick history. My granddad was Italian. My grandmama was Maltese. They moved to Egypt because his work. He worked in the petroleum industry. They had my dad and his sister. When he was like 4 or 5 years old, they got kicked out of Egypt because something was going off there, and they landed in England. And so they started from scratch in England after being kicked out and losing like acres and acres of land.
Right.
My dad was in his last years before he lost his mind completely. He was trying to get that land back and get some kind of like financial compensation from Egypt that he lost that land.
Never went through.
Yeah, never went through. And then he died. And so my mum doesn't bother chasing that up.
Malta. He was Maltese.
Yeah.
So born on Malta?
No, he was born in Egypt. He's got an Egyptian birth certificate as his sister. Yeah. But he spoke Maltese, Italian, Arabic, French.
He was a spy.
He was a spy.
He was a spy.
He was the SSA.
International Man of Mystery.
Oh no, Egypt would be different. It was Egypt.
With all those languages.
The Dr. Evil commercial was pretty good too, by the way. We did talk about the Dr. Evil commercial.
I didn't see that.
Super Bowl.
I gotta watch
Super
it.
Bowl, homeboy.
It's good.
I watched like a summary of some of the commercials, but it didn't do all of them,
Yeah. The ones with the big stars were pretty funny.
Yeah. So when do you have your pee break? If you're hooked to the commercials, how'd you go for a pee
just
break?
pause it.
During the game, because the games suck usually.
It was good. It was great.
Yeah, I watched the game highlights, I watched halftime show, and then commercial highlights. So I was essentially there.
Kind of saw it then.
Yeah. Jen watches every year. She does this. She makes snacks and all this shit. It's just the two of us, like last couple of years. But she's got all these snacks and shit as she watches the game. I have no interest in it at all. But like I'll be doing something over here, and every 5 minutes she's asking me a question about the rules. I'm like, "What the fuck, Jen? I played 25 years ago. Like." In high school. I don't remember all this shit. It has changed since then. But yeah, every year. And I'm like, why do you do this? You only watch the halftime show and the commercials anyway. Any other time you're bugging me about the rules or watching your phone.
We ordered Thai food, paused it in the first quarter, and by the time I caught us back up, the game only had 5 minutes left because I was just you don't skip the commercials. We were watching the commercial, so I was trying to like skip any dead parts, and all the
best bit though.
Shows, all the ads for CBS or NBC.
That's the best bit. The last 5 minutes. I mean, I used to watch soccer all the time, and then it's like, fuck this. This is boring. Why sit for like an hour and a half watching a game when you're only interested in the last bit, which is the final score? It's like,
football.
Is the NFL big?
It's fun to watch exciting plays.
No,
NFL's dead here now. It used to be it was catching on in England.
They did one game a year in England. Or they still do that?
I think there's still a league there that does it, but it's like I'm talking about tele coverage. There used to be quite a bit.
It's hard to get any information about American sports when you're in Europe.
Yeah, I'm surprised you were talking about the Super Bowl. That's what I mean.
Yeah, they talk about the Super Bowl here.
Oh, do they?
It's like
it broadcasts worldwide.
Yeah, it's like the Queen's wedding in America. It's like the one thing, or the Oscars. So they report on. I find the French news very, very strange. They are very kind of like egocentric, and they like to concentrate on shit which is happening around them instead of shit which is happening in the world. And I hate watching the fucking French news because it's like about 2 minutes.
Was trying to invade. Was about to
2 minutes of Ukraine, and then 2 minutes of something else.
Ukraine and in French news,
and then
the cost
half
of
the program is about fucking. They do like go around markets and talk to people all about the price of baguettes going up and shit like that. For fuck's sake, is there nothing? I'm serious. The French main news is talking about fucking crap that's going on around them. The water pipes have burst in a village. And it's only when something major happens, like there's a major serial killer or a major disaster, a building collapses. One blew up in Paris this weekend. That, it's like, oh yeah, 10 minutes of that. And if an actor dies, you've got a whole fucking hour of news about this one actor. And then you switch channels and you watch it on another channel. And it's like same shit.
I'm envious, Barry. You don't have to deal with all the bullshit we had to deal with over here with our news. It's just,
well, I do.
Nothing's
because
going
I do
on.
watch,
We're giving you some fluff pieces. Moving on.
I watch CNN. I watch BBC. I watch France 24, which is an independent news, and they do cover the whole world. So I watch a bit of everything. So I do get a nice overall coverage because just nothing worse than getting all your information from one source.
Yeah.
BGG.
I actually get a lot of my American news from the British broadcasting.
Yeah.
Just so it's an unbiased opinion, basically. Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. Much like your board game information, probably as well. You probably get it from 15 different people.
No, I just get it from Reddit because that Board Game Geek sucks.
You guys checked out boardgaming.com yet?
Another ripoff.
No.
They're just trying to make their niche, man.
Is that I don't even know if they're still around anymore.
You guys seen my learn to play video website? It's called boardgamegrok.com.
Board Game Greek.
Board Game Grok.
I'm taking over Scott's logo at all. I'm calling it Barry the Ganja Gamer. Or maybe the Gimpy Gamer. I haven't decided yet. But I'm taking BBG, the logo and all.
Someone posted a review today.
Oh, nice.
February 4th. That would be 13 days ago.
Oh, yeah, close enough.
Pretty close.
Yeah, still go. Yeah, you should do that, Barry. That'd be an interesting games to play when you're fucking high.
I thought about
that'd be hilarious.
It would be, and I'd probably, if I ever did a video, it'd probably be stoned anyway.
Stone game.
Yeah, you'd be like, there was this game. What was it? I don't remember.
This thing does, I don't remember what the fuck.
Cards.
Just keep up with me, goddamn.
Play a card. Draw a card.
I'm stoned. I can't be going that fast.
Whatever you do, don't eat the playing pieces. They don't taste nice. They look nice.
I actually
that was my review of Azul. There you go.
I actually talked to Lincoln about something. I'm going to talk to him a little bit more when I get back from the cruise, but I'll bring it up to you, Scott, when I finish it with Lincoln. But I did think about bringing a series with like the hand manipulation and shit. People with handicap. Like, Scott was nice enough to send me the bitch for the Quacks of Quedlinburg. That was a problem I had with the chips, picking them out of the bag, feeling them in the bag in general. And the chips seem to help that. Again, thanks, Scott.
Nice.
And Jen likes that beanie. She hasn't taken that thing off yet.
You got one of the beanies?
She got the meatball beanie and the metal, the water
Water
what
bomb.
are they called? Yeah. They have a name. I can't remember.
I should probably drink out of my own. I think it's this one because it's so huge.
That's fancy.
But I'm sure there's other people who have problems with their hands.
Yeah.
Or that we could try and talk it out to see how they work and shit like that. But I just don't want to deal with all the negativity and all that shit. I don't want to deal with the social media end of it. I don't have
You
patience.
don't have to read the comments, man.
Just turn your comments off.
I kind of
do that. Just
with this. I kind of have to do because it's interaction.
Shadow ban people. They don't know they're banned.
Yeah,
They don't see them.
I'd have to look into that. Like I made that video for you, Scott. And YouTube's changed so much since I've used it before that. There was like a 5-year gap.
Oh,
I had to
so different now.
I had to look into all that nonsense and on YouTube and all that. But like I said, right now I'm just trying to get this cruise over with, and then a couple projects, and I'll go back.
You like how excited you sound? I'm just trying to get this cruise over with. Damn it!
It's
gonna be great. It's gonna be
Once
great.
you get on there, you'll be fine. It's just the time, the traveling you have to get there.
Yeah.
It's just my mentality. That last trip to Disney killed me because there was just so much planning, and I was on that
running
phone.
full capacity.
No, they're not. It's like 50%, if that. Carnival still has the mask mandate. A lot of them dropped it. Carnival's going through this thing. The CDC issued something with the cruises, and Carnival's the first one to say, "Nah, we're not doing that." Basically, yeah, it was something about the booster shots, and I didn't get into. I'm boosted up, so it doesn't matter to me. Yeah,
Yeah, if you test positive on the cruise, they'll quarantine you to your room.
They
yeah.
will-
I don't
they
know for how
will
long.
Toss you into
5 days,
toss
I
you into
think.
a lifeboat that'll be dragged behind the.
Yeah.
I think it's 5 days because I'm boosted. Yeah,
Hey, you need some
How long
food
is the
back
cruise?
there?
it's a 5-day cruise, so
5
4
days,
days.
so you'd
5
be
days.
stuck
Yeah,
in the room the whole time.
yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
But
don't
we've
do
been, we've been.
They bring you
I'm-
food, by the way.
Yeah,
If
That's
you
nice of them.
Yeah.
I seen something on that. I'm more worried about Jen getting it. Like I went to this outdoor show, which
I
was
don't know.
shocking to me, but I was all messed up on that. Jen works
Yeah.
with the public every day. I'm more worried about her getting it and giving it to me.
Mhm.
But we'll find out Saturday when I get tested.
One of our attendees got food poisoning
Oh,
and had to stay in their room for like 2 days, but they filed a travel insurance claim and got the money back.
oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so travel insurance is kind of a good thing.
Yeah, since I went through, we didn't spend anything. She spent $150 to upgrade it from whatever room to this balcony suite,
Yeah.
and we've got 2 cases of water. That's it.
Is it off the back end of the house, or is it side of the balcony?
It's side
Okay, yeah, those are
Yeah.
nice. Those are fun.
on the 8th deck, I think it was. Yeah, so the higher decks.
The 8th deck.
Yeah,
I
I
just
mean,
wanted to stay away
Spent a lot
from.
of time on our balcony when we went.
Yeah, I looked at the ship and the like between the 3rd and 6th floor is kind of weird to navigate. Like you got to go up one elevator, then cross and come down, and
Yeah.
so I want to avoid that because I don't want to walk that much. Yeah, I'm crippled. What the fuck?
I know the feeling, Barry. I've got arthritis in my knees, and
Yeah.
I've had a
I
pretty
got
bad
arthritis
bout of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I booked in an appointment to have, an injection to alleviate the pain and sort it all out. And guess what? The week that I had my appointment, my wife caught COVID, my son caught COVID,
Oh,
my daughter caught COVID.
yeah, yeah.
And so I had to cancel that. And then my next appointment is like 3 months after that. So
Yeah.
I never caught it.
Yeah.
It was incredible. There you go. Why didn't I catch it?
Well, it isn't a contest.
Because you're
It
super
is.
human.
It
It's
is in our
just
house.
weird.
Natural
It went
immunity.
through my brother's
Did you ever see
house.
Unbreakable?
Yeah.
No, I never have been sick.
Mhm.
No, I never did. I never did break a bone. You
was-
are a comic book
Did you guys
superhero.
watch that third?
But don't you remember? Like he knew it
With
all
glasses?
Yeah.
Did he?
With
Could've been.
arthritis?
along. Yeah, because if you go back, he faked the fact that he tore his ACL, so
True.
His wife would stay with him.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't remember that. What was that third movie called? Mr. Glass.
Shattered,
Glass.
broken,
Glass.
shattered.
I never
Yeah.
saw that
Oh,
one.
that one.
It was
I won't say anything though.
I don't think I saw the second one.
the second one.
That one's good.
Was that?
Yeah, the second
But you don't
one.
know it's the second one.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, you don't know they're tied into each other. till
You
the
don't
third
know.
one.
Till the end.
Well, you don't even know.
You don't even.
You don't
know.
even know.
That was a great reveal, by the way. And of course, now it's spoiled because everybody's
Yeah.
talked about it. But like, I had no clue. And you're
Oh,
like, holy shit, did they just say what I thought he said? And then it's, the reveal, and I'm like, oh my God. That which like turns the movie into a pretty good movie to like amazing movie.
I love that movie.
But then the third movie kind of.
What was the name? What was the name of the second one?
What's the name of that one?
Not so unbreakable.
Less.
Possibly a
They all,
I
like,
know what
tied
you're talking
in.
about, but yeah, the third
What?
movie did kind of fall on its ass.
James McAvoy is just like fantastic. Like he's really killing it in that movie because he's got multiple personalities. He's got like 12 personalities.
Hmm.
I don't know. What was the name of that one?
Broken?
Was it Split?
Yeah, Split.
It could have been. Yeah,
Wait,
something
that's
like
what it
that.
was.
There was I read online somewhere that they were making a film about Predator, a new film about Predator, and the director was pissed off because somehow it leaked because he wanted to make the film to be
Right.
an anonymous film, so you wouldn't know it was a Predator film until the Predator.
Until the
film
Predator.
leaked.
Right.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
cool,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
So that's been
Broken.
split, broken,
Oh,
unbroken.
did they just like nix the project because of that?
I can't. No,
How
the
far
project's
into
still
it
going
were they?
forward.
I'll still watch it. I'll still
Yeah,
watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they do better than the last couple.
I
The
enjoyed.
last one wasn't too bad.
I enjoyed Predator versus Alien. Did you guys see that one?
The first one,
Yeah.
I seen them all at one point. I'm trying to remember.
It wasn't like
I
good,
liked
good.
Predator.
I
but I
like the
enjoyed it.
original.
That was a pretty good movie.
That last one, what was it? Was that the one with the
I
guy
am
from the first
here.
one?
With Adrian Brody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that one was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
They built it up to more than it was.
Only no.
I'm surprised
I
they
did
haven't
love
brought
that movie.
Schwarzenegger. Actually, talking about that Super Bowl commercial, I would like to see him come back as Conan the King.
Oh
He looked
yeah.
like the
They keep. They've been
commercial,
talking about
but-
making that movie for like 30 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
they have.
At some point, they got to make it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
So
how that
right.
works.
Huh?
Well, no, but I
If
want
they
them to
think
make
they
it.
can make money off it, they'll make it.
Oh, they could make so much money off of that. If you made Conan the King, dude, so many people would watch that.
Yeah, would it be enough though? I mean,
I think so. You don't
That
think
kind
so?
of that kind of hack and slash genre is kind of dying out, isn't it? Unfortunately.
Well, it's Conan the King. It could be
They
political drama.
spoiled it all. I mean, maybe they can make it good.
Maybe.
No, I think it would be awesome.
Did you guys see the ad for the Foo Fighters horror movie?
No.
You're
Yeah, it
joking.
looks pretty interesting.
Isn't it called Nope?
Nope. It is.
no,
Nope.
that's that. What's his
What is it called again? I forget what it's called. But no, if you just type in Foo Fighters horror movie, it stars the Foo Fighters,
Okay.
and the trailer is about 2 minutes long.
Oh my gosh.
And
Oh, I did see this trailer. Yes.
it's just one of those things where like the background behind it was that somebody like in some movie studio, they're bouncing ideas off of each other as to what they could do for a movie. And somebody actually was like, what if we got like the Foo Fighters to do a horror movie? And so somebody knew Dave Grohl and they contacted him and asked him about it. And he said, that's the dumbest fucking idea I've ever heard of. But
I'm in.
then the idea got stuck in his head, and then over the course of like several years, he came up with this idea for, and so like literally like 5 or 6 years later, he came back and he said, "Do you think you'd still want to do it?" Or something like that. And he's like, "Because I got an idea, and of how I would do a Foo Fighters horror movie." And yeah, there you go. It's just
I'll watch it.
I'm watching it now.
I'll watch it. I liked him as the devil. I'm sure I'll like him as a demon.
Is that the Pat? What's his name?
Patton Oswalt?
Pat Smear. Yeah,
Pat Smear. He looks old.
Kashmir. Oh, they
They're-
are.
they're old.
Yeah,
They're in their 50s. Got their, yeah.
They're on their 10th album.
Are they?
Wow.
Yeah, that's what the beginning of the trailer says. We got to do something for 10th album.
So when
Was it
Like-
Scooby Doo?
late 90s?
It's
One every
reminding
2
me very
years.
much of like the South Park when Corn comes along.
Oh, it's such a good episode.
South Park.
Lionel Richie.
I know Richie's in it.
Yeah, I just saw Lionel Richie. Or
Dude, it's called Everlong, and you wrote it 20 years ago.
Yeah. That's
I
right.
mean, he was in Nirvana before that. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
So
been around.
crazy.
And he likes to play with anybody. He's like Slash in that regard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Lionel Richie.
Well, he never played with us.
Well, he likes to play with
Bruh.
talent.
We did. We had the Scorpions drummer played with us for a few shows.
Did you?
Yeah.
that's
He
cool.
was free.
Yeah, he just did it. He did it for fun, man.
It's not like he's doing anything. I mean,
This was like
I
7
can
years
always
ago.
cut on Forrest to laugh at my jokes. It makes me happy because Forrest gets my brand of humor.
Yeah, they were just like not touring at the time. Or
Contact
something.
lenses.
was that guy?
The black contact lenses in his eyes.
yeah.
Is that him
Yeah.
floating around in the back?
Looks like.
Flying around.
We need a new Evil Dead movie.
Oh wow,
It looks awful. I'm totally gonna watch it.
pretty awful. He does make a killer barbecue.
I got these cookies on.
Yeah, I mean it looks completely off the wall.
Yeah.
It's
But I'm
all
in.
It's gonna all be a dream.
Right.
You can't kill any of the Foo Fighters.
Nah.
It'd be yeah, at the end it'd be Jack Black wakes up and goes, "Oh my god, what a terrible nightmare."
Yeah. And then he looks over and there's the hint that it's
Yeah, these are all
not
going to
a
be
nightmare.
like visions, right? These murders that they're showing. There's no way they're real.
I hope they kill them off one at a time, and then find out Dave Grohl's the killer. Why
They
not?
shows him killing people in the video.
Mhm.
I don't want to spoil it.
It's in the trailer. That's what the problem with the trailer is. It shows too much. It's
Yeah.
got to be a goof.
A lot of them do.
Yep.
It looks silly, but I mean,
It does look silly.
but
I'm
it'll,
totally gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Did you guys
but
see
it'll
the
be fun.
Doctor Strange trailer?
That was-
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
looks sweet.
I meant to look that up.
I like that scene where his face is exploding into cubes.
Is this Doctor
Oh,
Strange 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Something metaverse and
Dark.
it looks like it's totally
Multiverse.
horror.
So
Madness.
can I
Yeah.
ask?
multiverse of
can I
madness.
ask? Has everybody
Metaverse of
seen the
multiverse.
Eternals at this point? Have you
No.
seen the Eternals?
But you can spoil it as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I won't be watching it.
What did you want to
Did
spoil?
you watch the secret ending, or did you hear about the secret ending?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the trailer, the post-credit.
So
scenes.
so Kit Harington plays Dane Whitman, and Dane Whitman is the Black Knight in Marvel Comics.
So it
And-
appears.
well, yeah, and well, I mean, well, Dane.
So they
Whitman-
say. We don't
By
know
the
by the
name.
movie.
Well, Dane Whitman is the character's name, you know, and so
Mhm.
and the Black Knight was like one of my. He teamed up with Doctor Strange a lot, and he was in the Defenders, and he was an Avenger, and he was. I
Purple.
mean,
Is
what?
he from the
No, that's White Knight. Sorry.
Is he from, Is he from Merlin, like King Arthur? What's his myth?
not.
It was the Green Knight.
So the Black Knight, he's a sorcerer's protector. I think he had something to do with Merlin.
Yeah.
But you know, but it was just one of those things where it was like he was just a cool character. He didn't really have any special powers. I mean, he was
He had a kick-ass sword.
he had a kick-ass sword. He had the ebon blade.
Because they make a joke about it in the middle of the movie about the ebon blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the ebon blade is yeah, I mean the ebon blade
Is that the ebon blade?
yeah, that's the ebon blade at the end where the like that he has. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching that and I'm like, okay, that's cool because I absolutely adored the Black Knight in comics, right?
Mhm.
But I'm also like, there's no way that can be a movie.
No, he's gonna be a side character.
Well, it's not even gonna be a side character. It's got to be like if they're gonna do something with him. I mean, it's
Doctor
gonna
Strange,
have to be. It's gonna have to be like a TV show. Like, you know, it's gonna have to be something on.
Could be in Moon Knight, maybe.
It could be him acquiring the Ebon Blade created by Merlin.
But he's
Maybe I just don't see them making a show out of that. I guess is what I'm getting.
I mean, it's just another character for the
well.
universe.
Do we really know?
I know,
what they're
but
doing?
but why would you? Why would I don't know why you would make a big deal out of that.
Well, because you have Kit Harington in your movie and you paid him a ton of money and he
Yeah.
didn't do anything.
And he had to match up with the
Gotta
Game of
like-
Thrones, dude.
People
Make a-
love Kid Harington.
Scene.
And in the trailer, they make him off to just be a normal human, and it's
Yeah.
like that's a waste. He's got to have a power. This is Marvel. Everyone's got a fucking power.
Yeah.
Nobody dies.
I'm interested. Like, I know nothing about the Eternals and the Moon Knight and all
Did
this
all the
stuff
Eternals die
coming
in
up.
this movie? Oh,
no.
Are we
No, no, they
talking
didn't.
about it?
I thought they were gonna all die.
So I'm curious to see where they go with this. You know,
They have no souls.
yeah.
They were manufactured.
He's a descendant of King Arthur.
So here's another. I mean, can we talk about the Eternals? I mean, are we going down this path?
That's fine with me.
You
Well,
sure?
I mean, I guess we'll have to tell people who are watching this. We're going to talk a little bit about the Eternals here. Right? I mean, we're not going to dive. I mean,
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know.
it's not really like deep dives. I mean, I don't know. We already spoiled it quite a bit. But so explain to me why you have to have the Eternals if what's the name of the guy with all the six eyes? What is that called?
Yeah.
The Beholder.
What was his name?
Oh,
Holder, yeah. Spider-Man.
No.
The real Spider-Man.
He had a weird name, like Francis. I mean, it was literally like a name like that. Like,
Deadpool.
we'll call it Francis.
We'll call him
Francis can
Francis.
transport across the galaxy and seem to be all powerful, but yet needed the Eternals to fight the what are those things called?
The fight, not the fight.
The
Deviants.
The deviants.
That's it.
Like
Deviants.
couldn't the I don't know, it was weird. Like he darkened the sky and it looked like he was gonna destroy the earth. And you're like, oh, why did he send the Eternals if he could have just done that? I'm assuming it's a he. You don't know what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, why do they?
It's just a weird plot. I hate that. Like at the end where it can just transfer, it can travel across the galaxy in a moment's notice. Like, huh? Why did you make the Eternals?
What I don't like when it comes to. Well, I mean, it's like one of those things where in Avengers Endgame, it was like, oh, hey, we introduced Captain Marvel. She's more powerful than everybody else combined. She's got to go off. She has to go. She has to go off planet. There's other worlds, so she can't be here. Otherwise,
Yeah, that's a plot device, right? So
yeah, you could
Or
stay.
a crappy excuse that a kid comes up with,
You could stay and help. You could stay here. You're leaving.
Why would we do that?
Yeah.
Also, I get angry at the Marvel power curve.
Marvel.
Expand.
What was the name of the the main guy, the main Eternal guy?
Oh,
Remember his name?
Caesar?
No, not Caesar. What was it?
What if flew in the
Icarus?
sun?
Not Icarus.
Icarus. Yeah.
Yeah, Icarus.
It was Icarus. Yeah. Flew in the sun. He was getting his ass kicked in the middle of the movie. Like he was getting tossed around and shot and like almost like like fighting a deviant, and then he goes and fights all the Eternals and kicks all their asses. Like, what's the deal with the power curve here?
Yeah.
It's just annoying. They're like, we can't defeat him. He's the strongest. I'm like, oh, is he really? But he was getting his butt kicked.
Was he playing it but getting his butt kicked, or was he just on a
Just
depressing
frustrating
day?
Power curves. Mhm.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do?
You guys gotta be excited for the Batman though.
Kind of.
I'm excited for the soundtrack.
It's Batman.
The Better Man.
I'm more
Can't
excited for Black
find-
Adam, honestly.
About Black Adam.
Black Adam in the Flash movie.
Flash movie. Yeah.
Is that a DC thing?
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Black Adam is like a tweener hero villain guy.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson. That's all I need to hear.
Have they put a trailer up for it?
How'd you like
part of
Dwayne
that-
the Rock
I believe they did,
announcing the Super Bowl?
He did it flawlessly.
Finally. Well, he's done it a million times. I mean, I should hope.
I was surprised it wasn't pre-recorded. Because he had to say it was like 2 minutes of dialogue.
Yeah,
That's
but
nothing.
that was his whole shtick for years and years and years.
I was gonna say promos. I mean, that's his bread and butter right there.
Yeah.
Being able to sound good for
2
1
solid
to
minutes.
4 minutes.
And read the teleprompter. Yeah.
It was good. I liked it.
Oh yeah, brother.
I liked
I'm
the
gonna tear
halftime
you
show.
apart.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And then he walks off mic and he goes, "Oh my god, that was so hard! Oh, I can't believe I did that."
How long do you think 50 Cent was hanging upside down before they let him down?
Yeah, right.
He was in the harness like for half an hour, just waiting around. And all the
That was
blood.
pretty- That was pretty sweet. Oh, it's Robert Pattinson
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah.
the Batman. Okay.
He's the Better
He
Man.
looks like 7. Looks like 7.
Yeah.
He still looks young. Yeah. In his 20s. He's got to be what, like 40, 45, something like that.
Robert Pattinson?
Yeah, he's got to
No,
be.
he's not old.
He's not that old.
He's not that old. I think he's slightly older than
42-ish.
me. He's probably like
72-ish.
44.
He's 72-ish.
And he's somewhere between 20 and like 70.
20 and 70.
He's a
35.
tallish, shortish, kind of darkish, lightish sort of coloring.
I don't even know you anymore.
Don't even know you.
I watched the Chippendale Rescue Rangers trailer yesterday. It looks interesting.
Chippendales. What?
No, Chippendale Rescue
Chippendale.
Rangers.
The woodchuck
Proving
Scott.
proving that they
chipmunks.
literally can do anything with anything now.
Is that?
Yeah, it looks like a
Yeah.
new Roger Rabbit though, doesn't it?
Is
I
that?
used to watch that
half
show all
animation,
the time.
half real life.
Really?
Oh, Robert Pattinson's only 35. He's younger than me. Okay, I didn't know.
Really? I thought he was older than
35.
that.
1986 born. Wow.
I watched the first
year.
episode of Bel Air today. And I don't know how I feel about this.
Fresh
Fresh
Prince of
Prince.
Bel-Air?
Yeah, it's the casting getting used to that I expected that because it's a fresh cast. But and I think they did it pretty, But it's not a sitcom. It's not really a comedy. It's dramatic.
But it's not well rated.
And it threw me off. Yeah. There's like not jokes. It's kind of serious.
Huh.
I don't know if where it's going. Like I said, it was only the first episode.
Yeah.
We'll see how that one works out.
What's it on?
Hulu? Peacock.
Yeah,
Peacock.
Peacock, I think.
Peacock. Yeah.
I'm not paying for another service.
Jen bought
Oh,
this.
just get them all.
Jen picked this up for the Super Bowl, or I wouldn't have.
I mean,
Gotta
like,
catch
got
'em.
sucked into
Uh-oh.
all the half the curling was on Peacock.
Scott, we got to put out our app, man.
That app already exists.
I know.
We looked it up.
I know.
I was talking to Jen about that the other day. I was like, "This is getting like a cable bill."
It is ridiculous. Yeah.
Well, it's $20. How much is Peacock a month? Is it 10, 12?
I don't remember what Jen said. I think she said like 10. Because I was going back and forth with what's the one with Star Trek, the new Star Trek.
Paramount.
Paramount.
I got Paramount as well, man.
10, 8,
We
10,
just
12,
got it. I
10,
finally
$100.
broke down and got it, but I got the one with the commercials because
Yeah, you can watch your 6 shows.
Yeah. But I thought that and the Peacock were the same thing. Apparently, it's not. I get so confused who has what anymore.
Oh, it's not.
No, the Peacock and the Paramount, two separate things.
Yeah.
Cox, NBC, right?
Because I got Jen's like, we'll get the Peacock. I thought the Star Trek and all that was on the Peacock. It's not.
It's $5.
Peacock's got the wrestling.
Peacock is free as a bird, and if you want to unlock all the content, it's $4.99 a month. Free as a bird.
$5. Okay, yeah.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
It's not that expensive.
Yeah, but it's still getting
It's annoying. talking about
it's still getting like, okay, you're paying $5 a year, 10 or 15 for Disney or HBO or
Yeah.
Would you guys? Can we talk about the ending of Boba Fett?
Yeah, yeah. I'm caught up,
I'm
man.
not
I saw all of it.
2 episodes behind.
Oh man, finish it.
Man to
Yeah, my
Fit.
family will. My kids are loving it. I saw it at a 36% uptick in viewership over the last episode of Mandalorian, which I thought was interesting.
That was me. I just
That was
watched them all.
you. You did the 37.
I'm 36%. I watched all of it in like 5 days. And then I went and watched episode 9 because I realized I never saw it.
That's the one Lance likes a lot, right?
People just love being angry about things. It's just
Angry.
fine. They're allowed to be angry about things.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I don't know.
It's a different director for the final.
Forrest.
There's always things where you're like, why did they do that?
Exactly. I mean, there's like
But-
50 things.
Yeah.
But
But you know, I enjoyed it.
Forrest.
Further exploration
you
of
get-
glad it's
a
over.
thing I like.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's over, so I don't have to like watch a show every week because literally the spoilers. People
Yeah.
were just like insane with the spoilers on this one.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes after it goes up at midnight.
Plus, if you
there's something
Google
else.
anything, you're gonna get a spoiler screenshot
Yeah.
in the search results.
What's
Yeah, I
up,
missed
Barry?
that about the oldies. I was agreeing with Scott. I missed that about the oldies. Like the Sixth Sense, that would never happen today.
No, right.
Yeah.
What happened today?
Although there was that movie.
Oh,
Did I
you
tell
mean
you
people
about
keeping
that?
it secret?
Yeah. Keep it.
It's amazing people kept the Game of Thrones stuff secret.
That looks legit.
Yeah.
I don't speak American Sign Language, but that looks legit.
Legit.
Yeah.
I know what that
That's
one.
American
I-
Sign Language.
I know
Definitely
that one.
American Sign Language. It's
I
one of
know
my
that
favorite
one.
adjectives.
You just did a double backflip.
Yeah. You did that. I love you signed the gen.
I haven't got arthritis there yet, but it
I'm
will come.
starting to.
Give it
Barry, you know what
time.
helps with arthritis? No shit. Hemp
Yeah.
or weed. I'm dead serious.
I've got.
I'm sure it's illegal over there. Though.
Yeah, it is still, but I've got a bucket load of champagne to get through, so I should be fine. Forrest, are you getting a copy of the Dark Quarter to review?
The what?
The Dark Quarter.
The Dark Quarter. I don't know what that is.
Okay, so you're not.
A really dirty coin.
It's the
I was
new
just gonna say.
coin.
Lucky Duck game.
Is it announced?
They've
I can
been
see it's
posting
on.
shit on Facebook.
Oh yeah, that one looks amazing.
It's on BGG. You should know about it, Scott. It's on BGG.
Yeah, it's on your website. Why
You
don't
know everything
update it?
that's on your website, right?
Pre-themed Destinies. Yeah, this is exactly what that game needs to get the hell away from Joan of Arc. Give me a little bit more mechanisms and get me the fuck away from 18th century what the fuck ever. There's sheeps and evil and plague and give me sci-fi, give me space, get me speed.
Get me closer to home.
The designer is
saying.
it's Evan Derrick.
What did
Yeah, I think that basic system is just they're gonna be able to ride that for a while if they do it well.
Oh yeah.
Man, really?
Oh, I loved it. Destinies, yeah, as a family game, best family game of last year, in my opinion. They just need more meat on it, I think.
I feel like the board is unnecessary. I could just play it on the app. Like, can I just play it on the app? Like, what do you need the board?
I think you're a
Is there
board
anything
that's
printed on the board that
unnecessary.
you can investigate? Like, and you can be like, oh
No, it's only if you drop stuff on the board. If,
Right,
you,
which
if
is
you're
like,
carrying
you know-
too many items, you have to drop something. And,
right. Yeah. So that makes it. But do people pick your stuff up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because it might be important to their quest, their objective.
So inventory juggling is a game mechanic.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Especially
guess-
towards the end of the game.
I'll play it again. Like I told you, I played it wrong. I
How can
didn't
you
know
play it wrong with the app. Most of the rules
I'll
are
tell you how
in
you
the
play
app.
it wrong. I'll tell you how to play it wrong. Super embarrassing. If you don't flip over your player card, you don't know what you need. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's a big one.
It's in the rules, and I found it. It's like one sentence that we overlooked, and we're like,
Yeah.
what do we do? We don't know what to do.
Yeah.
We're trying to get into the role playing aspect of it, like playing what our character, because it kind of tells you, like through hints a little bit, what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Then when your destinies gets locked out, you don't know that because you don't know what your best. It's stupid, right? But it happened. 3 very experienced gamers at the table could not figure out what to do. And we didn't think about the rules to figure it out. Couldn't find it. Anyway, one of the players stumbled into the ending, and we're like, "Thank God, thank God it's over." Because I was just running around like, it's telling me I got to go to the ruins, and I kept going to the ruins, and it would be like, nothing here for you, because someone had already taken that one.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's my own fault.
Yeah, so the
But
music
it felt like a video game. It's a video game.
Yeah, it's a video game.
It is.
With some cool music by me.
I'd rather play the video game. Oh, and by the way, the app doesn't start with the music on.
Doesn't it?
Mine didn't. Remember you asked me, and I didn't remember
Yeah.
hearing it.
Oh.
Or I muted. I don't know. Maybe my phone was muted. Could be. Anyway.
Pump up the volume. Pump up
These
the
adventure
volume,
games,
pump
though,
up
on
the
board
volume.
games are not that fun for me.
Yes.
Like, there's no mechanics, right? You're just like, did Destiny mechanics change from game to game?
Not really.
Not really. I mean,
It's-
there's different
You roll the
story.
dice. You roll the dice, and maybe you get your successes. And
That's why whenever I recommend that game, I make sure I emphasize the word family game. I think it will be very hit or miss with most game nights. 50,
yeah, because there's no strategy to it. I mean, you're basically
Storytelling.
it's a storytelling game.
Yeah.
Yeah, to a certain degree.
Fine.
It's a D&D light. collect this, or I've just bought a sword. I've got some money to spend. I can buy this upgraded sword. Go there, save up my dice. Don't use them for tests, skill tests, and then I'll blow them all on this one test. Yeah, it's a very, very light D&D.
Yeah. Okay. I want to like those games. I like mysteries and stuff.
Yeah.
Mysteries are a tough sell for board games. I mean, because obviously
it just, I mean, because you're not making any skilled moves. You're just like reading story and going to the next section, right? I mean,
yeah,
you are building your dice pool up and you're getting your powers and you're using them at the right time. I guess that's the skill of it, but it never feels that exciting.
They've also just announced, I saw on Facebook this morning, a Sherlock game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
With the Cumberbatch, the whole
Yeah.
Really?
The Cumberbatch.
Cumberbud.
The Cumberbund.
You
Benedict
cumbered on my batch.
I mean, I say I don't like story games, but I freaking love the Sleeping Gods. That's all story.
Right.
There's mechanics though. There's Euro mechanics
Yeah.
as well, but I guess that's what I need is the Euro mechanics of Sleeping Gods. So everybody steals Sleeping Gods.
Yeah.
Mechanics
And
and
just
make
make a
it
different
all
story.
the adventure games that you want.
I thought you were just telling people to steal the game.
Go to your local game
super
store.
or board game and
Mechanicals of them, the game mechanisms.
Yeah.
That's what everyone does with Dungeons and Dragons.
God's sakes, go steal it already. The only thing worth anything, go steal it.
steal it.
Homage, pay homage.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
And on that note, I will bid you good night, good morning, good day, good evening, good afternoon, bonsoir, good day, struth, konnichiwa, guten
What
tag.
do you like?
Make up your
6
mind.
a.m. over there? 7 a.m.
It's nearly 8 o'clock, so I've got to get
8
the
o'clock.
one up.
Okay. I don't do math.
No.
I
Who
don't
does
know.
math?
Not
Scott.
not me.
Overrated.
No, it's
Overrated.
not.
You gotta keep them overrated.
Clap, 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 clap. Overrated. Clap, 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 clap.
That's why I like board games, because it's math. I'm no good at it, but
Exactly.
Try.
because it involves English as well, which means you have to read the rules. And like Scott, I've done that so many times with games. You miss a sentence because you're word blind.
I'm the worst.
You are, Scott.
This cock is on his
Pretty
shit.
much. If I don't have, if there's no video to watch, I'm pretty much not going to learn again.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't like reading the
Well,
rules.
as long as you're not elitist about it.
I find I'm like in between video and rulebook. I
Yeah.
have to watch a video
Or-
while I'm setting up.
Or
Kind of
while you're
reinstates the
driving
rules.
to work,
Yeah.
you listen to someone reading it to you.
Yeah.
I don't. I was usually the person who brought the game, so it doesn't usually happen with me.
Are you gonna do that, Evan? Are you actually gonna do it?
I keep telling myself that I'm going to, and then I keep not doing it.
If you won't, I might. If you don't care, I'll do one. I'll do
Hey, you
one.
do it. Hey man, we could do it together. I'll do a couple. You'll do a couple.
I just think it
Get it
like
going.
I've thought about reading children's books before and starting a
Yeah.
separate YouTube channel.
No, I love
It's-
that stuff. Yeah, I love
Do
reading
that
out loud.
Samuel L. Jackson would go to fuck to sleep.
So you do it like a podcast?
Yeah,
So it'd be
yeah.
like-
And you,
Okay, and then if player A moves
Yeah.
their piece like in image
Yeah.
2,
yeah,
someone's on the podcast.
you're gonna
What the fuck?
and then I'll tell you, I'll be like, and it's like it's the little round one. It's on top of this other thing.
Mhm.
And then
It's a little squiggly thing.
you listen to it all week, and then it's time to set up the game, and everybody shows up, and you just review the rules rather than read them all in front of them for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I remember this part. I remember this part. It's like a little pre-exposure.
Wasn't there a website that did that? They kind of like
I don't know.
condensed the rules into like 2-3 pages, like something
Well,
for
this is
Arkham Horror.
uncondensed.
Ah.
I read it word for word.
Okay.
Every single one.
Every
Twice because he's dyslexic.
single
If you do that,
word.
could you do a request? Could I request that you
Yeah.
read the rules for the Babylon 5 CCG?
If you get me a PDF, I'll read it.
Well, that'll be the
I could-
Patreon right there, Evan. That'll be the
Yeah.
Patreon.
I'll photocopy it and because there's no PDF online anywhere of it anymore.
Babylon 5 CCG. If you send it to me, I will record it.
Yeah.
Is it a dead game?
It's a dead game written in 90s rulebook, 5.1.3. If this card is played with that card, then this will happen.
They don't bother me, them type of rules. They don't. The war game type of rules, they don't bother me.
Do you remember the Lord of the Rings card game?
The first one?
What was it called? Maybe it was Middle Earth. I don't remember what it was called.
Which one? Yeah, there was a bunch.
It came out after Magic. It was a post Magic release. With it had like it had all the characters and it had the 4 wizards.
Was it by Cypher? Is that
It
right?
was no Ice. No,
Yeah, Ice. I
Was
had
it
one
Ice?
from Ice, but it wasn't a card game. It was a board game.
Let me think.
And it was written in the same format. But it's like,
Because there was
if
an older.
the ring bearer,
Yeah.
if you are the
Right.
ring bearer, go to rule 7.3.59.
Yeah, I had like a Wraith deck. Because you had your fellowship and you had the bad guys all in one deck. You played the bad guys against your opponent, and they played their bad guys
Came
against
out in
your
the
fellowship.
90s. Came out in the 90s.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have played it then. I think
That was
it
a
was
good
a
game.
hobby.
Yeah, I wanted to play more of it, but I just never could get around to it.
it was a good game. I really liked it actually.
And it had all hand drawn art. No photos. Just pre-movie.
Oh, like the old
But
Game
it
of
may
Thrones
be-
card game and all that.
It wasn't
You're thinking of the
pre-movie
one
because
from
there was-
before the one
there
I was
the Ralph
thinking of,
Bashar.
which I also had that one.
Yeah, I think I only played the Fantasy Flight
Actually-
versions.
That one
First
was
it
called Middle
released all
Earth.
the cards. It was Middle Earth. It had the eye on the Eye of Sauron on the back of the card.
Yeah, that one was Middle
Middle
Earth.
Earth, 1995, from Ice.
Yeah. And it was more old school graphic design.
Bon, yeah, I was saying goodbye, wasn't I?
Yeah,
Nice to see you all.
Yeah,
Fake
good
Barry.
to see you.
Hopefully catch you at Essen.
Impersonator.
I'll say hasta la vista, baby, because I'm the impersonator.
Yeah, there was 1,674 cards in that game.
1,000?
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a lot of these cards. I used to play that.
Can you
I
read
don't
them out
remember.
to us one at a time?
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Adios.
And then the
I
Lord of
hate
the
it.
Rings collectible card game was the one I really liked.
Which one?
Lord of the Rings collectible card game. I really liked that one.
Lord of
That,
the
that
Rings.
came out later. That was
Is
in
that based on the
2001.
movie?
Yes, it had
Movie
pictures
art?
from. That was a good game.
I could never get in. Jen never got into them. I could never get to anybody to play them types of games.
I hate CCGs though. It just
Yeah.
frustrates me. I'm a completionist. Like I like it.
I'm not. That doesn't bother me. Get over it, Scott.
Mhm.
You're only like the whole thing about the completionist thing is that as long as you just aren't aware that the thing exists, you're fine.
Yeah.
That's true.
Ooh, and these are cheap now. Wow.
Yeah,
You get a full set.
It's like
probably could, Scott.
you can get all the orcs for $20. Get this super rare amazing dude for $1.
$1. No holla.
There's a guy saying, please, somebody.
Yes. I need room in my basement, damn it.
You get 1,000 loose cards for $50, but you'll not
Yeah.
get good cards.
Well, $50 for 1,000 loose
I need a
cards
full
is
set.
kind of a bad deal no matter which game it is. Because it's all garbage.
Was it called Middle Earth CCG The Wizards?
The previous one was called Middle Earth. I just looked at it. It was called Middle Earth Collectible Card Game.
Yeah.
By Iron Crown
I
Enterprise.
had too many rules.
Yeah, it was complex. I remember. I don't
Hmm.
super remember how to
Look at
play
the
that
text
one.
on the card.
Iron Crown Enterprises, ICE, man.
Yeah.
I remember like when I might be misremembering, but when they were getting ready to lose their license, because ICE did Rollmaster, which is a pretty cool
Yeah.
D100 role playing game, and then they made MERP, which Middle Earth role
Yeah.
playing, which took the Rollmaster engine and was actually a better game.
It was a
actually,
good
like,
game. Merp was
they
a good
actually,
game.
yeah, Merp actually took the Rollmaster game and
Yeah.
they made it way more playable. They
Yeah.
got rid of a lot of the chunky stuff. But
The way they
right
did
at the
skills
end
was
there,
great.
when ICE was like their license to publish a Lord of the Rings stuff was like running out, and like and the Tolkien estate was basically like, yeah, we're not going to give you any more. We're not going to re-up the contract or whatever. They rushed like all their stuff into production as quickly as possible to get it out before they lost the license.
Yeah.
And which resulted in a couple of really bad board games. There was one called the original War of the Ring, which was totally a war game. And then there was one like it was called Quest for the Ring, or and there was all kinds of weird wackadoo rules of like like there was rules, all kinds of crazy rules for like what happens if the Balrog actually gets the ring, like what happens in that case, and like that was like or what if the Seeker kills Frodo, the octopus creature, and just that all kinds of like if and then
special one-off rules.
Yeah, it was weird. It was
someone selling a full set of the Middle Earth CCG on eBay. $6,499.
Ooh.
Listen to this listing. This listing is a massive collection, Middle Earth CCG collection. This is my father's and I's collection, and we have had it for a very long time. We're looking to part with it for a good home. Contains thousands of cards. I mean, it's every set complete and thousands of other cards.
Scott needs it.
I don't need it.
Scott, you need it. The library needs it.
It's already complete.
I would just want to look through the cards. Like, I mean, I don't even care. Like, if they're all online, I'll look. I'm sure they're probably all on TTS or something. I'm sure someone scanned them all in.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Is anybody like the TTS stuff? I know you embrace it, Lance, but like, there's a lot of people out there who don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm on the fence on
a lot of theft is going on.
It's pretty niche. There's a lot of theft, and also recently, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there was like a big old like kind of an anti-trans thing going on with TTS, which was not a good look.
Oh, I know that their chat room is pretty toxic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it that?
Well, yeah, actually there was a mod who kept banning somebody for just saying their identity.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So it's like,
oh, Robert,
not great.
$100 for that guy's cards. He passed. He wants a
I'm
60.
as a user, I'm on the fence with it. Just I like the tactile feel of the games, but it make bookkeeping easier on a lot of games. Yeah,
it's really great for
a tool.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if the publisher or the designer doesn't want their game out there, but it's too easy to pirate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm actually surprised somebody hasn't made a version of this for just game development. Like private.
Well, that's what it's mostly.
No, I mean, but it's not open to the general public like that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I guess that's the hard part. Because you can't really create something without the public, and they don't want to create everything themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just surprised somebody hasn't thought of it.
Yeah. It's a great tool for playtesting.
It's virtually free. I mean, it's not free, but like it's virtually free. And you can create as many games as you want for $29.99 or whatever it is. So it's like it's really hard to get with that.
Yeah. I'm in the process of trying to port over to a different similar program. But like, man, learning a whole new system, it's tough. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll come naturally. That's what I was saying when I was using the tabletop simulator. It reminds me of a CAD program, so I get the controls mixed up in my head on what it does.
Mm-hmm. It's reminiscent, but it's just different enough.
Yeah. But I'm sure, like playtesting, it's a wonderful tool.
Are you guys gonna keep going? I'm running out of gas here.
Yeah, I mean we're wrapping up. I think it's one.
Yeah.
For you,
it's up at 7 today, which is not my normal time.
I'm up at 7 every morning.
I know. Well, I'm not used to
All
it.
right, all right, all right.
Those
I
kids.
know, I know, I know.
All right, all right, all right.
Oh,
Matthew McConaughey commercial sucked.
that was a garbage commercial.
I was
That
like, what the hell is that even for? Why would you waste all this damn money on Matthew McConaughey just to have him float around look like a damn astronaut in a hot air balloon? Nobody even knows what your commercial's for.
No,
Fire that
It doesn't
guy.
get- it's-
Fire
that's
that guy.
That's Salesforce, right?
I have no clue.
I don't remember.
It
The
was
the
terrible.
Frito-Lay's chip commercial with Seth Rogen and Paul Rudd was good.
I
I
didn't
like
see that.
Oh, the Doritos commercial was good too.
Oh yeah, with the
sloth.
animals.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
my
Yeah.
kids love that one.
There was a lot of
Just
good commercials.
I mean, but there was nothing. There's usually like one that like kind of like strikes an emotional chord with me, which I appreciate. That like, oh, you made me feel something instead of just like,
Yeah.
okay, that's funny.
Right.
And there was nothing that made me go, oh, you know.
Yeah, that heartfelt moment.
Yeah, there was nothing like that. There was the one like 2 or 3 years ago that they redid the
I'm gonna head
Paul-
out, guys. Have a good night.
Alright.
I don't want to end it.
Sir.
That's good.
There was the one from 2-3 years ago that was, and a lot of people like thought of as melodramatic Americana, but it was like it was about, but that's a farmer, you know. And it was the Paul Harvey like talking about, and then it just showed all these basically like, you know, people that are still farmers, and it talked about, it was basically, I don't even know what it was about, other than the fact that they just had Paul Harvey talking about, you know, being far. You can Google it up, and I mean, I had a lot. There was a few people that are like, oh, that. But I remember because it was a room of like 20 people, and every single one of us in there either had a grandfather. We were related to somebody who owned a farm. My grandpa
Yeah.
owned a farm, and I mean, I remember I went and so. It was like 24 people. People were playing poker. People were like, you know, watching the game. People were goofing around. And as soon as that commercial came on, everybody stopped and watched like a minute-long commercial. And nobody said a word. And everybody got down. Everyone was like, "That was good." You know, it was just like, and yeah, and there wasn't anything like that at all. You know, there's, you know, I mean, and there was not even like a. Like I remember the one that made you go, oh, but the dog that got lost, the Budweiser commercial, and the dog got lost, and like he jumped out of the car at the wrong time, and then he got lost in the city, and then he was being chased by the wolves, and completely made up. Yeah, the Clydesdales broke out of the barn and raced out there and fought the wolves off. Completely farcical, but you're also like, stupid wolves, take it, eat it, wolves.
Right.
Wolves.
So that poor golden retriever puppy, you know, just like you're like,
Fuck that dog.
Yeah, oh, screw you. Dog
Wolves need to eat too. What's wrong with the wolves?
No.
Always put the wolves down.
No. So they're better than a gold retriever puppy.
Yeah.
No, okay. Well, you're just trying to be contrary.
If you raise one, they could be the best dog you ever had until it turns on.
Okay. You go raise a wolf. You find a
normal
wolf in the
dogs
wild,
could do that.
raise it up.
I've actually never seen a wolf in the wild. Yeah, I don't think
I have.
I've seen coyote, fox. Yeah, they're not really around here. Well, up in upstate Pennsylvania, but
all right, it's late. We should go tonight. See everybody next week.
No,
I'll probably have more stuff that pisses me off. So
I won't be here. Have
see you
fun.
Good night.
then. Night.